contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Moonstone is actually very rare, and Sri Lanka is famous for its top quality. This mine is over 150 years old, and sometimes the miners find not just moonstone, but also ancient mining tools.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Wall of Fame, The Genuine Gemstone Company, Unit 2D, Eagle Road, Moons Moat, Redditch, B98 9HF. Get making and good luck! Join guest designer Mark Smith for our introduction to Paracord DVD. This DVD will talk you through the various steps on melting and splicing, the paracord jig, back-to-back bracelets, non-clip bracelets and snake knot bracelets. Get the inspiration and help you need to create your very own handmade jewellery. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back everyone, nice to have your company. My name is Eleanor Barker. If you've just tuned in for the first time, you're watching Jewellery Maker. This hour, so Martha, my producer, just saying to me, Miss Barker, thank you, because she thinks I can become a little bit sort of teacher-like. I think I'll take that as a compliment, you know. Now, this hour is a huge delight to me. We could talk for hours upon hours upon hours on end. Back in October last year, I met one of the most energetic, charismatic individuals that I have in my entire life. His name was Andrew Cody. And if there's any book that you should get hold of as a lover of gemstones, then it should definitely be Andrew Cody, C-O-D-Y, who is the president of the ICA, founder of Cody Opal, and his story of his passion of this gemstone and why he loves this gemstone really ignited my passion as well. Opal is one of the most varied of gemstones. It's what we call an amorphous gemstone, meaning it doesn't have a crystal structure, so it doesn't form in the same way that your diamonds do, that your tanzanites do, that your sapphires do, that your rubies and emeralds, etc. It doesn't form in crystals. It's basically made up of silica spheres. Silica, aka water, it has a high content of water which gather upon thousands of years within cracks and crevices of the host rock and form almost a uniformed, or if they form a uniformed, I suppose, display. So imagine round silica spheres simultaneously, all in a wonderful, wonderful line, very geometrically stacked. That is when you'll see play of colour. As light enters into the gemstone, as it touches the surface of the silica spheres, you'll see those wonderful, wonderful colour spectrums. Now, there are so many different variations. You can have crystal opal, you can have jelly opal, you can have Australian opal, you can have Ethiopian opal, you can have black opal, you can have Boulder opal, you can have various different degrees, and that's just a couple. There's various different degrees of plays of colour. There's harlequin, there's pinfire, there's combinations of pinfire and harlequin, there's honeycomb. I mean, there's just so many different varieties. One book I would highly, and in the essence of time I can't talk about it hugely, but if there's one book that I would hugely recommend you get hold of, it's our Bible here at Jewellery Maker for all things opal. It would be Andrew's book. As a little boy, He was walking local to him in Adelaide, so Cody Opal is not too far away on the south coast of Australia. He was walking around sort of in the outback to a certain degree, and he literally stumbled across an opal piece of rough as a small boy. He said, from the moment I saw it, I knew that this was the gemstones, and I'm quoting Andrew now, I knew that this was going to be my lifelong career. And it has been. I mean, he is a slightly older gentleman now, still very apparent and relevant, and goes out and speaks to numerous gemologists, designers, trainers, and is on television time and time again. He's a very influential figure when it comes to your opals. But that career of opals has spread over decades upon decades. Now, I'm about to start with a new in strand, and I just touched on the fact that opal does come in various different combinations. Boulder opal. What is Boulder opal? Basically, the silica spheres that have been trapped within those crevices upon thousands of years will carry on creating that wonderful display of play of colour. Boulder opal is opal which has been faceted with the host rock. So you can get boulder opal which is quite black, very intensely black, and then you'll have tiny amounts of play of colour running through. Alternatively, you can get boulder opal which has got maybe pinks or blues. In this occasion, this boulder opal has been faceted to display those beautiful linen whites. It's Australian. Look how the formation actually falls, a wonderful striping detail. So you can almost imagine, can't you, progressively, let's just look at this one for the time being. You can imagine progressively the layers upon layers upon layers of water that have built up through actually forming this beautiful gemstone. Australian opal, boulder opal, which is totally and utterly natural. And this is not usual to actually see that wonderful white colour. What's more frequently seen is boulder opal, which has got sort of more of a granite look to it, sort of a steely grey. So rare to get hold of this gorgeous, gorgeous crisp white colour. Already we have got opal connoisseurs on the phone lines. It's a fabulous graduation, totally and utterly natural. They're individually sizable pendants, and we hold it out for you because you've got different dimensions and shapes. You've got quite dramatic elongated pairs. You've got some more curvaceous pearls there. There's 11 in total on this strand. We guarantee the carat weight rather than the actual quantity, but that one in the centre, keep for yourself. If you do sell your jewellery, keep hold of this, because boulder opal I very rarely get to see. So I have never brought a boulder opal showcase, let's put it that way. I've never ever brought a boulder opal showcase. Now we should be at $24.95. However, it is a launch. So we can bring it to you at a launch price. It is a showcase hour as well, especially tailored to this one unique gemstone, under £20 for you, $19.95. So you can imagine, can't you, progressively over the years, imagine yourself almost, if you like, within the cracks and crevices of the actual host rock. You can imagine the layers of water progressively sort of forming, and it would have taken thousands of years to create that fabulous dynamic effect. Already lots of you there. You have got natural. These are natural, not dyed in any way, shape or form, which is a surprise to me, because the reality is I thought they would have been maybe bleached somewhat so the formations would show off, but the colour, no, this is all Mother Nature produced. £20 only. We should be at 25. We should be, but because it is premiering this morning, we can bring it to you this afternoon. I'm going to bring it to an introductory price. Joy in Essex says, hi Eleanor, I love opal and have bought many from JM. Is there any chance JM could bring us some of the coloured Australian opal such as Cuba PD? Well, let's ask the question, can we? Are you going to... Okay, we're going to have to ask Steve Bennett. I tell you what, we'll try and see, or alternatively, have a little chat with my friend Alex Mackay, who works on our Gem Collector Hour. Talking about Gem Collector, so bear with us. Leave that with me, Joy. I'll do my very, very best. Speaking of Oh my goodness. Do you know this gemstone we can't, this unobtainable. Name an unobtainable gemstone. Can I have some tweezers? What do I mean by that? No longer in production, no longer being mined. No longer in production. So you cannot get hold of this gemstone anymore. It's totally natural, which you'll find amazing the moment you see it. Thank you, darling. It's been on Jewellery Maker once. We have 10. This is a natural opal. I have got, look. I've got 2 Marley opals to bring you. This, and then the next. Let me just see if I can hold that properly. There we go. So this is slightly bigger. This is natural, and it is a depleted location of gemstone. You'd think that had been irradiated, wouldn't you? You'd think it had been dyed. Not enhanced. You can see on the certificate of authenticity behind, natural. Natural. Treatment, not enhanced. Country of origin. Keep hold of this, by the way. If you pardon the pun, it's worth its weight in gold. The fact that it says the location, it's fairly obvious that it's a Marley opal, but it's worth keeping hold of. Very few people in the world will be able to say that they own a Marley opal. I mean, look at that colour. It's insane to think that this is Mother Nature produced, but it is. It measures a staggering 2.5 carats, and you would pay in excess for the fact that it is on the nose for that carat weight. They're 11 by 9 millimeters. I say they. This, have it recommissioned into a solitaire. I'd personally be thinking around the neckline, that glorious zesty green. Marley opal is no longer in production. It is effectively unobtainable, other than what is actually out there in the trade. I've got 6 left. Once they're gone, they are gone. I mean, I can ask our gem collector manager. I highly doubt there's going to be huge amounts of Marley opal, because Martha has been able to bagsy this for you, Jewellery Maker, previously. That's basically how you've got it within your vaults right now. There are 5 left in the world. 5, that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. £39.95 for 2.5 carats for effectively a gemstone which is now nigh on impossible to get hold of. It's no longer in production. Now, Martha is saying, I didn't know that. But there's no other opal like it either, is there? It is a sort of limey, citron, chartreusey, zesty green. Chartreuse, yeah. But it glows, doesn't it, as well? Natural. If you miss out on this opportunity, shall I show you the pavilion too? Turn it round. I'll do my very best without dropping it. Maybe turn it that way. Can you see that? The pavilion facets just perfectly. Place it on the finger so you can see approximately. I'm just going to give that a quick polish because I've just put my handprints on it. Here we go. So I'm just thinking one of those in, if you've got any of our gem setting, then one of those, or take it to a local jeweller and have it set. They could do that very easily, I'm sure, at a cost. But imagine that on the hand. Very few people in this world could say they have that gemstone. Yeah, we are talking some limoncello. We had that earlier on, but this is rare, rare, rare. Last person to check out. We've got 2 left. We had 10. I have got a slightly smaller version. Okay, let me just pop this back. Here we go. Well done. Massive congratulations to those of you that got hold of it. And do keep hold of your certificate of authenticity. It is invaluable when it comes to this gemstone. So, smaller, slightly smaller. Oh, it's so beautiful. How many have we got of this? 12, so still limited. So much more affordable though, but given the fact that this is a 1/4 carat. We've got 1/4 carat here. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. Got all the dimensions, the heat treatment. Can you see that? I've just rested it on the top of my hand. Totally natural. Gorgeous size. Look at that warmth of colour. Yeah, this was some rose gold, maybe. Just 2 of them set into simple stud earrings. Lots of Opal fans with us this morning, this afternoon rather. 12 available. The mine opened in 2009 and closed within just a year. Just a year. It wasn't even in production for 12 months. How special would that be? I mean, you think about other gemstones which are no longer available. Well, Tunduru Colour Change Sapphire being one of them. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think now. Our Mahenge Spinel is no longer in production, not because there isn't any under the ground, but just because it's no longer financially viable. Unfortunately, so much money gets invested into the gemstone that not enough is coming out of the ground. This is a case where there's very little in the ground, and there was always very little in the ground. Well done to Tasman in Somerset. Hillary, you've got yours. 8 remaining opportunities. We had 12. This is one for collectors and connoisseurs. Even if you don't know what a Marley opal is, well, it's an opal. It's a variety of opal. It's totally and utterly natural, and it's depleted. So is Ethiopian opal or Australian opal depleted? Well, no, it's not. It could well be in the future, absolutely. But have we taken that into consideration with your price point? No. $14.95. What? A week ago. Who dropped it? Price reduction of £10. Shouldn't be there. All allocated. I'm going to say goodbye to this. Well done. Well done. It's the only Marley opal that I have. Even if you don't know what to do with it, just keep it, honestly. Keep hold of it. Any gemologist would fall over themselves to get hold of that. Let me just put this back in his little... So these little containers are so safe and secure, I can't even open it. Here we go. Okay, lots and lots and lots of different price points throughout this hour as well. So a great opportunity for you to get a hold of some opals at affordable prices as well. Number 4. Have you seen the play of colour here? This is shaded Ethiopian opal and play of colour. Now, again, there are so many different degrees of colour, play of colour. There's Harlequin, where it's a little bit more, it's very difficult for me to explain. You've got patch opals, you've got pinfire, which is more like a dusting. That's the best way that I can describe it. Imagine this cabochon, imagine a cabochon for one moment. So you've got that curved area, and then you've got, as if someone has been sort of icing the top of a sugar with icing sugar, but instead it's colour. Instead, it's sort of glittery colour. That would be the best way of me describing your pinfire. So it's little tiny dots speckled all the way around. It covers a large surface of the actual gemstone. It's a lot more, I suppose, delicate. A lot more delicate pinfire. And look at the amount of pinfire that you're seeing in this. But also hydrophane performance. Can you see those big patches of colour? Totally and utterly natural. Now, Ethiopian opal, Australian opal, I'm often asked which is more valuable. Which is more valuable, Australian opal or Ethiopian opal? Well, probably, if Andrew Cody was sat next to me right now, he would probably argue that Australian is. The reality is, and once upon a time, yes, it was the most desired. When Ethiopian opal was first discovered, obviously, they've got to sort of build themselves up to that stature. Do you know, if I could draw it on a chart, so imagine this. There's your Australian opal. It has been kind of maintained and sustained a price point consistently over the years. Ethiopian opal on the chart literally goes from when it was discovered, obviously, dramatically increases, and at one point it was slightly less in terms of on the graph. Now they are hand in hand, exactly the same. Neither ore is more valuable than the other. It's the quality of the opal, not the country of origin, essentially, that determines the value. 45 carats, but do you know what? Ethiopian opal has got it's more of a crystal colour, so you can see through the depth of the gemstone, not just across the surface. Totally and utterly natural, a double strand, October's birthstone, of course, so if you are an October baby this month, or you know somebody that is maybe giving birth this month, then this is the gemstone to give away. William Shakespeare called it the Queen of Gems, and I don't disagree with that, do you? The Queen of Gems. William Shakespeare spoke about opal. The Queen of Gems. I love that, don't you? Now, if you want to start your collection, I should point out, by the way, this is an 82 centimetre strand. It's near on a metre of opal. Usually, this comes onto your screen at £11.95, but given the fact that it is our education hour, Martha's producing me today, £8.95. £8.95. Can I imagine just, well, at that price point, why not buy 3? I need to pattern this design, don't I? I need to pattern this, because I always do it. Look at all the colours merging together. Oh, is this light trickery? Absolutely not. No, that's what this gemstone does when it's the quality like this. Tiny, tiny spheres refract and play with the light, and that's how you see this wonderful play of colour. Performance is a word that I use when it comes to high-end, top-quality opal. They perform for you. You can almost imagine, like, I don't know, 5th of November here in the UK, you can imagine a firework display, can't you? All of those pops of colour and some big, what would you call them, cannonball type designs. Then you've got some slightly smaller shooting. That's what effectively your Ethiopian or opal will actually produce. They differ alternatively because it is, in a sense, I suppose, the light moving across those silica spheres, refracting off those silica spheres. £8.95 only, so great opportunity for you to own that top quality and start your collection with us here. Hello to all of our web bidders. Check out as soon as you can. Massive opportunity for you. I've seen this strand. Okay. There are only 5 of these available in the world. Now, yes, I can bring you opal at £8.95, like what you just seen, but I can also bring opal at a more considered price point. And yes, you will maybe have to consider the price. However, there is a big difference. This is some of the best that we have available. Top drilled, faceted teardrops, graduated in size. If you saw me just looking to my right, then I'm looking at everything that you see on your screen. You caught me. Martha, I couldn't wait till the camera was off me to just see that performance. I mean, look at that. Can you see how it almost looks like it has got a water content? Well, it has. This gemstone is very prominent in its content. It's made out of silica spheres. If ever you find that your opal is lacking its colour, do you think if you've got an opal within your collection, for example, my other half Tom, his mum showed me an opal which is clearly Ethiopian, which she'd had in a jewellery box she inherited, and she said, is it any good? Is it any quality? I was like, yes, most definitely, but you just need to put it in your bathroom for a little bit. Clean it up, put it in your bathroom, and it almost absorbs water, and then play of colour comes out. Look at those greens. Look at those amazing greens coming through. It's like a hydrophane performance. Zoe in the West Midlands, who bought this very strand, beautiful, even better than on TV. That is something that I hear time and time again. That's why we produce a 30-day money-back guarantee, because what you see on your screen is actually not doing the opals any favour. What you actually get home when it isn't in studio lighting, when you've got one single light source, outside, indoor, incandescent, isn't a gemstone which particularly favours either or. You're going to see all of that play of colour. Am I trying to influence these gemstones in any way to bring out that play of colour. Does it need assistance? Zero, none. Look at the reds coming through. That's the rarest colours, the top colours of the spectrum, the rarest colours, and it's across the entirety. You might have heard an expression that I just said, hydrophane performance. So hydro, you think of water, don't you? Liquid-like beauty within, and it's very, very, very sought after, very, very, very much desired. We source our opal in a very unique way. We used to go direct to the source. We can't do that anymore. We can't actually purchase it in its rough formation and then go on to facet it, so we have to effectively wait for a whole industry to be developed. What do I mean by that? So is Ethiopian known for the lapidus that are there? No, they're not. So unfortunately, it's something that is having an implication and certainly on the cost and the desirability. I only have 4. I could talk all day until the moon and back. I'm getting so carried away with this strand. 3 of them are already allocated. Price was £47.95. Get this home. Use those 30-day money-back guarantee. Free delivery for you. £2.95 technically. £44.95. The quality is absolutely unbelievable. I've got 2 left available. Once they're gone, now 1. I mean, this is some of the finest Ethiopian opal that you could wish for. Has it got that liquid-like crystal beauty? Sold out? Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Well done. Final Ethiopian. So, number 10. Now, this is the middle of the road in terms of the price point. These are your rondelles. It's all down to personal preference, you know. Do you like the white body colour? Do you like that milky body colour? Do you like the jelly opal, which does kind of have that jelly sense appearance to it? Do you love crystal opal, which has got a beautiful transparency to it? Do you love your Boulder opal, which is a bit more opaque? Do you love your black opal because it is so dark and full bodied? Do you love your... There's so many different... It's all personal preference, effectively. With this, it's more of your milky body colour, but yes, you're still seeing that performance internally, aren't you? Flashes of red, gorgeous greens. One of the biggest price reductions coming your way for this gemstone. And instantaneously, or these gemstones I should say, multiples of, allocating already 2x1 to 6x3 millimeters. 6x3 millimeters. Do you know the average size of a solitaire on our sister channel is 7x5? Look how many you're getting on one strand. I'm not making direct comparisons. I have done that before though in the past. I've taken an opal from our collection and compared it to strands here on Jewellery Maker. Physically, I've done it. I've also taken Ethiopian opal out into natural daylight, taken pictures and shown it on air because I've felt, you know what, you're not seeing the quality of the play of colour as much as what you will when it's actually in your hands. When you've actually, and even then it didn't. It was better than what was on your screens. Steve was with me actually, Steve Bennett, and he said, you know, Elle, your phone's rubbish. I was like, it's a pretty good phone actually, but it's a pretty good phone. It's just the quality of the opal needs to be seen to be believed. 7 available, 15 carats in total, supposed to be £37.95, but one of the biggest reductions, £10 reduction. £10 reduction, £27.95. Beyond those free phone numbers, it's as easy as 0800 644 655. Press your option 1. You just pay the 1 postage and packaging per day, irrespective of whether you buy 1 strand or tool or DVD or whichever, or 100, either or. Just the 1 postage and packaging per day. Natural gemstones. Totally natural, and if you want to download the certificate of authenticity, you can do that via our website. Already over 50% of the stock is gone. If it's sat in those baskets, I doubt highly it's going to stay there. Love, don't you think? And like I said, William Shakespeare said it's the queen of gemstones. I look at an opal and just see real. I'm just thinking. I just see it's almost like pearls. I say grace. Pearls I see graceful. With opals, I see just a really classic beauty. They are classic, aren't they? And whilst there's the 5 remaining, and whilst they're being allocated, because already there are confirmations being there, I'm going to tell you a story about a lady. I was over in Stratford-upon-Avon, which is close to the studios here, and it was during this summer, just gone, and I was out with one of my very good friends who lives in Stratford town centre. And we were having a spot at lunch, basically, in a lovely restaurant there. And a lady walked past, and she caught my attention straight away because of what the outfit she was wearing. I just thought, you are a classic beauty. She looked so lovely. She was just... I think it was just a pair of jeans, basically, and some fitted shirts, but she was wearing the most knockout Ethiopian opal that I've ever seen. So much so I had to go, oh my goodness, your opal is amazing. And she's like, oh, you know about opal? So I told her a little bit about us, told her about Jewellery Maker, a sister channel. So, oh, I must tune in. She's got in touch with me as well, because I gave her my telephone number, and she's bought Ethiopian opals from us directly. And her opal, she paid 4 figures for, and I'm not surprised by that. It was museum quality, outstanding. So well done. You are certainly buying from most definitely a reputable and significant source of this wonderful gemstone. I've got to move on. Got to move on. Number 14, with any of the above that I've just brought you, the nuggets, the rondelles, the drops. Oh, I love these earrings. They're so substantial, but do you know what else, Martha? Look how substantial the butterfly back is. So, you know, sometimes you get a butterfly back and it's so small it falls under your fingernail, or you ping it across the room and then you can't find it again. You're getting 2 pairs of these. Any of the opals that I've brought you so far, I think these are the most substantial sterling silver, lots of silver for your money. Isn't it, Dina? I think they are the most substantial sterling silver earrings that we have. Aren't they? I mean, I can't refer to the weight, but I certainly can do dimensions. I think that's got to be... I'm talking about width, though. Look. Chubby. They are chubby. I reckon about 3 millimetres there. At least 3 millimetres. They are substantial. 2 pairs in total. Let's bring that price tag in. I've seen these once previously before. Should be £12.95. Ooh. I think these would be some of your centerpiece earrings, wouldn't they? If you know, Martha was saying Mark was with her last night, and he was saying his basic sterling silver earrings, with an agate or a quartzite or something like that is can be £5 to £10. These would probably be your sort of £20, £30, wouldn't they? And still, I'd be more than happy if I walked past your crafts fair, or you were selling these somewhere, and maybe in a hospital or something like that, which I used to do, and obviously give some money to charity as well. I would fully expect to have to pay sort of £20, £30 if there was gemstones on there, such as opal. My goodness, most definitely. So well done to every single one of you. Jackie, Lisa, hello to you. Sue in Devon, West Midlands, you're there as well. We've got a nice little message into the studio, Martha is saying. Angelique, hello to you. The earrings are gorgeous, and with those opals, they look so high-end and stunning. Thank you, Angelique. There is no... we are all ladies, yeah? Where's Wes? Has he gone on his lunch break? We allow him a lunch? It's the ladies' hour. Yeah, love it. I feel like I should break into a Beyonce. You'd like to see me break into Beyonce? I can do that for you, Martha. Anything for you, my darling. This is just a handful of our jewellery makers on the phone lines. Everybody multi-buying. Molly's gone for 4. I can't quite see all of your names here, but there's loads there. Janet, Marjorie, Kathleen, Molly, Jackie, Lisa, Carolyn, Sue, hello to you. London, you're there as well. The 3 pairs. I mean, you can see how substantial. Can I just show you that back I was talking for? Look at the size of that butterfly. He's a bruiser. He's a bruiser. I like that about him. Moving on. Number one. No, when did we get fire opal in findings kits? I've brought fire opal once, the other night actually. I think this is an amazing idea. Fire opal. So, fire opal, often formed in sort of volcanic regions. So I guess that makes sense. It can be found in different locations around. For example, we have we are partners in the fire opal mine over in Oregon. Chuck and Troy, who were with me. Chuck and Troy, they're such American names, yeah. Really lovely guys. They sat in the studio when we launched American Fire Opal. It was like them watching the birth of their child. They were so excited. And the story behind that, sourcing that, I mean, they found a map. It is like Treasure Island. They found a map, an old map, like in a loft somewhere, yeah, and basically years and years went into them, sort of scouring the locations, trying to find it, and thankfully it became fruitful. We actually refer to, when it comes to your fire opal, we're talking about the actual diaphanity, so not the colour isn't necessarily the valuing factor. Obviously you want the intense, but it could be the strawberry reds, it can be the honeys, it can be the yellows, it can be the oranges, it can be the whites. It's all about the diaphanity. Yes, you will have play of colour within as well. I've never seen, I mean, this is such gorgeous quality. If you want to find Chuck, it's Chuck Newman on Facebook. I mean, he's from the Oregon, this is from Mexico, but I'm just same principle, just different location effectively. But if you wanted to see some lovely pictures of your fire opal, then Chuck Newman, find him on Facebook. He's a lovely chap, really lovely chap. And you're also getting you're getting your chains, you're getting your shepherd hooks, you're getting your toggle clasps, you're getting your bolt rings, your spacer beads, chandelier earring drops, 2 of your lobster claws, 80 pieces in total, and the little storage container. So these are great gifts, aren't they? Great gifts, and you can create multiple pieces of jewellery. How about the lowest price point that we can possibly take this to this afternoon? Could I make, let's get that chain out. Could I make a necklace? Yeah, easily. Could I make 2 bracelets? Yeah. Could I make 2 pairs of earrings? Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, 2 pairs of earrings. And I've got 2 clasps, by the way, for my bracelet and my necklace. Could I make... That's 4 pieces so far. Could I make a stretchy bracelet? Yeah, absolutely. Could I make some chainmail? Yeah, probably. Even if it's just 4 pieces and no other findings. The chandelier earrings, that's working out about £1.70 £1.70 each. For gold-plated copper and your fire opal. Seriously, if you've never seen fire opal before, my old next door neighbour used to have it as her engagement ring, and I loved that because she was so cute, and well, she is so cute. She's only little, an older lady, and she said, Eleanor, because I am fiery. And she was. I wouldn't have messed with her. Lovely Mary. I used to help watering her plants and everything. Mary, bless her. And she didn't drive, so if ever, yeah, I miss her anyway. I haven't seen her in ages. I've moved away and I do miss her. But she's such a lovely, sweet, sweet lady and so kind. But I can imagine she was fiery, or is fiery. Just haven't seen her in a while. Gorgeous. I've got to move on. Congratulations to every single one of you. Stay on those phone lines. Okay, we're going to move on to another variety of opal, which is totally and utterly different to any of the others. This quite literally almost looks like it's captivating a landscape. Last night I was watching a film, and I was watching a film which, well, it was pretty scary actually. I actually said to my mother, I can't watch it, too scared. It's called The Grey. Liam, yeah, I didn't like it. So I went to bed. But it was all blizzardy, and I like the scenery, I suppose. I like the snow. It reminded me of your gorgeous Dendrite, because you can see wonderful formations, a bit like the French Alps pictured within. 40 carats. These are totally and utterly natural. Now, I've brought showcases of Dendrite Opal on our sister channels. They are probably, I don't know, semi-annual at best. In terms of how many times this gemstone gets featured, because it's so hugely popular. They have got sort of impressionist art, or sort of, what you're saying, you think pheasant feathers. Yeah, they have got a very texture to them. I mean, look at this one by my nail right here. Can you see that? That's almost got like a shell detail within. That one's quite unique, isn't it? It's not often you see Dendrite with sort of chocolates and browns, swirls and sways. Then move to the one next to it, and that is a perfect blizzard scene to me. You can almost see the fir trees, can't you? And then the snow cascading down and maybe a patch of sunlight. They are such... I mean, also like Japanese art. You can imagine Japanese art. They're visual. It's a wonderfully visual gemstone. And that's not carved or cut or manipulated or dyed in any way, shape or form, or fissure filled. This is all Mother Nature's incredible ability. I've not seen Dendrite Opal, and I don't know how long. Well, actually, let me correct that. I have, but it's in our shop here in the Jewellery Maker shop. And I know the price tag that it's selling at. Still outstanding, still amazing, and yes, it has sterling silver within the piece, but if you think about the fact that you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 individual opals, it's a fantastic contrast, or alternatively to what we'd stereotypically think. Shall we bring it to you at £1 per gemstone? Martha, you know what we got to do? It's on the nose. Lauren, come on. Can we have the hand as well, Lauren? Come on. Thank you. Can we show you, Martha? Because you were right there with the on the nose, weren't you? And again, on the nose. She loved that you love that. On the nose. I don't know where that expression comes from. Where does it come from, on the nose? Is it racing? I don't know. I've got no racing background whatsoever. Anyway, £1 only. As we're getting £1 per opal. I mean, if you think about this encased maybe in a bezel setting, or wire wrapped beautifully with your sterling silver wire, I mean, it could easily command double figures, and does, and absolutely does. I'll leave those last few with you. Congratulations, because I've got lots to bring you. Speaking of sterling silver, how about, I was looking for this the other day, the code for this the other day, because this is not like most of our sterling silver chains, is it, Martha? This is the big one. I'm going to hold it up to the neckline, because this is one of the most substantial. In fact, this is the only one I know of. You've got the extender, you've got the beautiful charm, you've got the 925 stamp, and you've got the TDGC marking. Let me hold it up to the neckline. I mean, even from camera one, that distance, you can see just how substantial this curb chain is. Isn't it gorgeous? I was actually looking for this code. I love it. Last of stock. How many do you have left? Less, 43. Again, we're busy this afternoon. Stock up on your Christmas gifts. Think about your just because presents. Think about birthdays, christenings, events, forthcoming events. I mean, this is something that, the reason why I was looking at, I'm looking for a sterling silver chain, but I wanted the thicker link, because I've managed to buy myself quite a big amber pendant, and I think it needs to have quite a big chain to support that without it looking a bit daft. Your bigger gemstones, in my eyes, and it's all personal preference, in my eyes, I prefer to have something a little bit more substantial. But yeah, I was looking for this, and I'd also like to gift this, because we look at precious metals and think, it's the weight, isn't it, that determines the value, obviously the quality of the finish as well, but I mean, the weight is what determines the value, and this has got to be one of the most substantial. 43 available, or rather there were 43 available. Let's bring that price tag in. Check out as soon as you can. The quantity is disappearing as our web bidders make those confirmations. Telephone bidders, if you're there, £10 only. Instantaneously, 10 have gone. Instantaneously, 10 confirmations. Sue, Bernadette, Carol, well done. Candy, Margaret, congratulations. West Midlands, you're there as well. I can only see a handful of your names because Joanna, you're there. Veronica in Ayrshire, you're there as well. Caroline, well done. Who just bought another 3? Candy's just bought 3. I can't see your names on that side of the confirmations. I can just see you coming in. I love the fact that someone has taken their shiny. I love that. That's brilliant. Shiny. Yes, it is shiny though. And you know, I just think, one word, do you want my one word for this? Deal. Deal. This, it is a deal. Substantial. I mean, the measurement, and I am guessing this is probably about, oh, I'm talking the width in it itself, 2 millimetre across. It is substantial, isn't it? I think that could, I'd wear it on its own, but really supporting a big, juicy pendant. 50% of the stock has gone already. And a lot of you are choosing to multi-buy, and I'm not in this like, you've got the versatility with this, and I've not mentioned it, that to go from a 16-inch, which would sit just at the bottom at the nape of the neckline, obviously depending on the sort of neck measurements, but right the way down to your 18 inches, but you could very easily, never let the length of a chain deter you from making that purchase, because how easy could you add an extender chain in there yourself? And one of the things I used to say to our US viewers and our UK viewers on our sister channels was that, you know, if a bracelet's too small or a bracelet's too big, or a necklace is too small or a necklace is too big, you can take it into most jewellers and they'll actually be able to add it. I mean, you wouldn't want to add sort of inches upon inches upon inches, because it would actually spoil the look of the necklace. But if you wanted it to go up or down maybe a couple of inches, they could just literally add that same length. But you can do it yourself. I used to refer to you jewellery makers and say our Jewellery Maker channel could do it at home in the comfort of their own home. So you know that. Great giftable opportunity. Virtually gone. Virtually gone. We can't keep up. Our graphics actually can't keep up. So I've got to move on in the essence of time. Oh my goodness. Didn't you half? Martha's just said, I've saved one of the best for last. OMG. Imagine a hot volcano. Imagine that lava. Imagine the temperature. It is almost like that temperature has heated this opal to a certain degree that it's almost absorbed that heat, that intensity. Isn't it funny how certain gemstones will replicate the beauty of their locations? Larimar looks very Caribbean-esque, doesn't it? Think about your, let's see, Tanzanite, and you think about Mount Kilimanjaro and that blue background. Think about, I don't know, Spessartite or Tulele, and you'll think about the Serengeti, how orange and vibrant it is. Fire opal. If you look at this gemstone of this amazing quality that you're about to get the chance to own, does it have that fiery characteristic? Its personality almost shows off the fact that, yeah, I am formed in those localities. I am formed under intense pressures, within cracks and crevices that may well have followed after a volcanic explosion. Those silica spheres, all of the gases that have been trapped under the surface may well have been as a direct result as of a volcanic eruption thousands, if not millions of years ago. This is intense quality, and it is natural. As I said, it is found in different locations. Wait, this is USA. So I'm going to... Okay, Wait, newsflash, everybody. Sorry, I was a bit slow on the uptake there. To this moment, to date, right now, there is no other, that we know of anyway, there is no other mine in the USA that is producing fire opal, other than the one that we own. Did you know, with Chuck and Troy. This is from Chuck and Troy. So, to date, there isn't another fire opal mine in the USA that we know of. It is us, Chuck, Troy, and also Glenn Lehrer that all work together direct at the mine. It's certainly Steve's newest passion, this gemstone, without shadow of a doubt. It's not the colours necessarily, it's the transparency. We grade our American fire opal similar to we would at tanzanite. So it's referring to basically how much light will actually refer to, the transparency. Can you see? I've got no problem in us really zooming up close. Within this, let me tell you the colours that you're seeing here, because it's all food related, which I love. So the reds will be your strawberries. You've got honeys in here. You've got caramels in there. Yeah, you've got definite, I love the honeys. We need to bring that price tag in. Look, I got hugely excited because I just noticed it was USA. We should be at £34.95. Another big reduction coming your way. You are buying direct here. You are buying direct. So, you're buying from Steve Bennett himself, aren't you? He's not here sat in this chair right now, but he goes across to this locality frequently. Glenn Lehrer chooses American fire opal to be set within his tourist collection. We had the privilege and honour of having Chuck and Troy over in the studios back in October last year. It was a big year. We called it actually the year of gem hunting because we launched Serenite, which is again down to Chuck and Troy, again from Oregon. We launched, let's think, blueberry quartz, things like that. We had Yanni, who's internationally renowned, probably one of the most iconic of gem hunters in the studios. If you ever get the chance to talk to him as well, some of his stories are just, wow, absolutely unbelievable. But back to this wonderful strand, get it whilst you can. Currently, this is the only source of USA, and we're immensely proud about it. Again, another little story for you. Have I got time, Martha? Yeah, I've got time. Another little story. So imagine this. We go to the biggest gem fairs globally around the world. So we go to the Hong Kong Trade Fair, we go to Switzerland, we go to Tucson, Arizona, we go to all the big gem fairs basically. And when we do go, more often than not, 90% of the time, we'll go purely for buying. And our buying team, stroke Steve and Sarah, will go and they'll sort of split out, they'll disperse. And the reason why they do that is so they don't get clocked and registered, because then prices being put up on that basis. So they spread out. That's neither here nor there. This year was the first time ever that we'd physically sold our own gemstones. Why? Because we were promoting it, basically. We were promoting our fire opal, and we had it just on the end of, we had gem traders who were asking us to actually display our fire opal and put it on the end of their stand, not because they had any intention of selling it, but because they knew it would draw attention from other buyers. So we said, you know what, we're onto something here. We could potentially sell our American fire opal and source gemstones that we can't get hold of. So we used our fire opal and traded it with Paracord Tourmalines, with Alexandrites, gemstones that we can't get hold of. So this is one of the first, historically, for TGGC, this is one of the most historic gemstones and one of the first times we've ever sold our own gemstones outside of you and I, effectively, where we have actually sold it into the trade. But that was only a small proportion, a small proportion. And believe me, you're not paying an elevated price tag. Well done to every single one of you. Absolutely astounding. Now, what else do I have coming your way? I'm going to be buying that, by the way. What else do we have? Well, tomorrow, I'm with you and joined by the lovely Kim. We have got beautiful guest designer inspirations, and our educational hour is all about monochrome under £20, featuring Oh, the lustrous, the most seductive of gemstones, that is your wonderful spinel. Now, I've got the gorgeous Laura binding stepping in, so we're going to be doing some wire weaving, and she was really excited to talk about her Christmas tree of life. That's coming up, so I'm really excited about those colours, greens and reds. I'm spoilt by this lady. She is like a fire opal, aren't you? Are you fiery, Fleur?
I am a bit fiery, yes. A bit fiery. I could be classed as a fiery.
You need to get some American fire opal, my darling. I think
it's beautiful. I've got a strand actually. When it launched.
Lucky, lucky girl. Fleur is coming up next, and I love what you've done on your designer inspiration. This evening you have got Ali, and she is joined by Deb Rudd, so more amazing designs, micro macrame as well in particular. Now I'm looking across at Fleur's pieces, beautiful use of colour and tones. Do get in touch with us, by the way, because I'm with you for your education hour next week. Pretty much the majority of the time. If I'm on, then generally I'll be doing it. Find us on Twitter or Facebook, or get in touch with me, Eleanor Barker Presenter, ELENA-BARKER Presenter. Find me on my Facebook page. If there's any suggestions that you want to see, stock permitting, obviously, gemstone permitting, then I'll try and bring it to you. Martha and I will try and actually schedule it. On Monday, it's all about autumnal gemstones, so the autumn tones. It doesn't have to be one specific gemstone. It could be an era, it could be fashion, it could be a design. On Tuesday we've got the big five, so we're going to be going into your sapphires, emeralds, rubies, diamonds, etc. Let us know what you want to see next weekend. We'll make it happen. Pinky promise. Pinky, pinky promise. Did we do it at the same time? You and I, Martha, honestly. Cut from the same cloth we are. Don't go anywhere, though, because the gorgeous Fleur is coming your way. Stay on those phone lines for the last Fire Opal. Massive congratulations, you're going to love it. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and I'll be with you right the way through till 5 o'clock. Have a lovely day. Love you lots.
Join us this December at our Gemporia Christmas Ball. Meet your favourite faces from across the channels and enjoy an evening of festive fun as we head back to Warwickshire to the beautiful Wroxall Abbey. Tickets are more limited than last year, but priced at £89 per person, they're already selling out fast. The evening includes a welcome drink, 3-course meal and a chance to dance, as the lounge's very own Drew Nichols will again be singing with his band Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. With auction prizes to bid on and raffle prizes to be won, the evening will be raising money for the Colourful Life Foundation. So don't delay, book your tickets today on 0333 400 0011. See you at Christmas.
Amethyst is a gem which you can get in so many different colours, so many different shades, so many different clarities, and at Jewellery Maker we're lucky enough to have pretty much every single imaginable example of amethyst, whether it's natural Coloma Mine Zambian amethyst or whether it's going to be really highly prized lavender amethyst. And it's a gemstone which people have heard of. It's a household name. It's a gemstone with so much heritage, and it's worn by people of all ages, from all classes of society, and it's a fantastic gem to own.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund. Join guest designer Gemma Crow as she brings you a fascinating DVD that teaches you how to create all of your important findings that are essential to everybody's collection. Gemma will take you through step by step to create all of your finishing touches that bring your pieces to life. Essential for all jewellery makers. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Hi. Sorry, it's Fleur. It's you. It's not me. It's you. We were having a discussion earlier on in the office, just saying that every time Fleur's here, that's when everything goes to pot. It's even worse when it was yourself and Claire.
Yeah.
That was Claire's fault. It was terrible, wasn't it? It was great, really. Welcome to today's show, by the way. I'm Hannah Stuart, taking you through until 5 o'clock this afternoon, joined by one half of the Chuckle Brothers, so that is Fleur. And Fleur's got some incredible pieces for you today as well. The kits are great, they really are. You're going to be doing bead mail, is it called?
Bead mail, yeah.
And this is new, isn't it?
It's new to me as well,
and it's very exciting. I really, really love it. So we're going to start with some beads for you to get you started on your way today, and then Fleur is going to give us a little demo as to what to do with these as well. I love the beads. I think they're great, you know, for any medium that you're working with. You know, maybe you're doing your macrame, maybe you're doing your kumihimo as well. These are perfect. Just for adding lustre into design, just for using as spacers in designs as well. If you want to make your gemstones go further, then you can throw those spacers in as well. You have 3 different colours here. You've got your gold, your silver, and your rose gold coloured beads. And they're really sizable as well, aren't they? What size are these, Phil? 4 millimetres. 4 millimetres. In your beads here, and I love the fact that we've got so many. There's 600 pieces in each tube, so that is 1,800. 1,800. That's a lot of beads, isn't it?
A lot of beads.
This is kind of one of those where you could do with your bead tray or your sticky mat as well.
Yes, yeah, you definitely need something to hold them because they do like to escape.
I did knock a whole pot over the other day as well, yeah. That didn't go down well. You've got 3 different colours, so 1,800 in total. And do we get the jump rings as well with these, Phil? Jump rings in the next part of the kit for you. 0800 644 655 OGG C19. Now you should be paying £44.85 for all of these, but we're going to take them down even lower for you. This is a fantastic opportunity to be topping up your stash here today. Taking them down to just £32.95 for you for all 3. 1,800. Now you did use them all, didn't you, Fleur?
Yeah, I had a minimal amount of each one left, but yeah, I've used the majority of them, but everything's is very seed bead heavy, if you like.
I love them. Do you know what, Fleur? I love these designs. And when I heard about the bead mail designs, I got very excited because I love these anyway, because you just get so much lustre, don't you?
You do.
And you've got a designer look. You're not using genuine gemstones with these particular pieces, and you can if you want to do so, but you're getting a fantastic look without using gemstones as well.
Yeah, and mixed metals is everywhere, all over the catwalks and all over the high streets. So it is one of those that you can make these pieces and they can be standalone, like you say, without gemstones, or you could equally add gemstones in really simply. And, and that one there that you're looking at now is just on stretchy elastic.
Yeah.
So you know, you can use them as for bead mail or, like you say, kumihimo, bead weaving, just simple stacker bracelets.
I love this. And you can use your wire as well with these as well. There's just, oh, look at that.
So what I've done with that one is I've made them like a Mobius ring. So I've linked them into each other so that they twist around each other as well, and then use just 3 small.
I really like that. And again, it's the metallics, isn't it? You know, without using the gemstones, we're focusing on mixing up those colours and the metallics. And again, they are all over the catwalk this season, the metallics. If you've seen any of the images from Autumn London Fashion Week this year, you'll see them everywhere. And if you go into your ladies' clothing stores at the moment, pretty much all of them selling costume jewellery. I don't know of any ladies' clothing store now that doesn't sell costume jewellery.
Everyone's doing it
now.
They
are, aren't they? And you'll see, again, lots of the metallics there as well. These would just work so well in so many different ways, wouldn't they? You know, with the the necklace collars that we've had, and the cuffs as well, you know, hole punching those and adding these in there as well. You get such amazing texture with them. Collect it in South Yorkshire, you've got that, Elizabeth in Warwickshire, Sharon in Berkshire, well done Susan in Flintshire, well done Sharon in Essex, Collector in Surrey, you're there as well, Paula in Essex, Candy in London, Cheryl in Maine, lots of regular bidders coming through on those phone lines. Well done indeed. £32.95, that works out to about £11. £11 each for 600 in there. That's so many, isn't it? So many to be working with. And affordability, I mean, thinking about that as in terms of saving you gemstones, because if you say you've got a strand of something really high end and you just want to make that go really, really far, dropping your spaces in there is a great way of making them go further, isn't it?
Designers like Rachel Norris, Sammy, they use spacer beads all the time, especially when they're doing their, you know, their cabochons. So Rachel did a beautiful dragonfly, and she used these seed beads as the eyes as well. So they are so versatile to use in every medium that we do here, and they look fabulous in resin as well. If you're going to pop them into resin, you could actually just sink lots of these into resin, and they look really, really nice.
They would, wouldn't they? They're brilliant, and they're, like you say, for everything. There isn't nothing that these, or anything I should say, that these wouldn't work with, is there? They're really, really, they're beautiful. We've seen guest designer Mark Smith as well do a macrame bracelet, kind of create a very Links of London design, using 100 he used in his design, and it looked phenomenal. It was all about the lustre that you get from these beads. They're beautiful. £32.95, OGGC19. Muriel in Midlothian, you've got yours on the telephone lines. Collect in South Yorkshire, you're there on the telephone lines. Most of the Webbers today checking out, so well done indeed. You do need to confirm as soon as you can on the web by checking out. Tracy in the West Midlands, that's just 0.0183 per bead.
I dropped about £1 worth then.
Did you?
I picked them up, but yeah, I dropped about £1 worth.
Can't take her anywhere. That's good math. 0.0. Wow, that's really good, isn't it?
When you break it down
really
like
good.
that, it makes it really affordable as well, because like I say, if you were just going to do lots of stacker bracelets, you know, and if you sold them for £10 a stacker bracelet, you've only used, if you use less than 100 in one bracelet, you know, you've got a lot of money there back. You get a lot of profit in these tubes. And like Prue's Kumahimo, beaded Kumahimo, is amazing.
Wow.
Last week when I was in, Prue had a workshop and she was using these metal seed beads to add a few into her Kumahimo, and it just looked amazing.
It really does, doesn't it?
Really, and they glint. And they look, and there's nothing stopping you putting a gemstone section in the middle, so you could do all of the metal seed beads and then just have one of the rings as a gemstone as well. So that, you know,
you could have that as a stretchy ring, couldn't you?
Stretchy rings. They're everywhere. Stretchy rings, and all they use are these. And because the holes are so brilliant on them, when you tie your knot in your elastic, the knot goes back inside the bead, so you can't see the knot. So they're fabulous for stretchy bracelets and for.
I love that.
And they also cover crimps as well.
Yeah.
On the big necklace, on the 3-strand plait that's on the side. Yeah. Each one of the crimps is covered with one of the beads. So I've just crimped it down and then covered it with the beads as well.
That's fab.
So you can't see any of the crimps.
Yeah, I love that. It's a real statement look, that, isn't it? Very Chanel, actually.
And it's not very heavy either, because they're lovely beads.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy piece to actually wear.
They're gorgeous, and well done if you've got those, by the way. I'm going to bring you the jump rings now. These are £9.25, are they not? They are £9.25. Rose gold plated as well. That's like the ultimate in high end, isn't it? They're huge as well. 9mm jump rings you've got here. Really, really sizable. 9mm jump rings, Fleur, we don't have that often, do we? The bigger ones?
No, these are fabulous. We started to do them in the copper as well. Yeah. And they do open up lots of different weaves for you. You do need the larger jump rings to do your bead mail with when you want to connect them together, because you're making extra large jump rings with your beads. Okay. You need the larger jump rings to connect it all together, so these are absolutely perfect.
They're gorgeous. They're so lustrous as well, aren't they? And jump rings, you know, apart from the, you know, your chainmail, they're an essential part of your kit, aren't they, for making necklaces, bracelets, you know, earrings as well. You're going to need them. And with certain gemstones, anything, you know, like your big five, so rubies, diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, diamonds. Did I say diamonds? Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, tanzanite, that's the one I'm missing, tanzanite, and of course pearls as well. You know, if you're working with pearls as well, it's got to be 925 minimum. So actually, if you can get 925, and you can get rose gold plating or gold plating as well. That's brilliant, isn't it? Because again, you've got the look of solid rose gold here, but actually, because they're not, you've got a much more an affordable price tag, haven't you? Well done. If you're already checking out for these, you've got 40 pieces, because you're going to actually get 2 packs with this as well. So you've got 40 pieces there. So what could you do, chainmail-wise, Fleur? What could you do with 40 pieces?
You could do a pair of earrings, the Tay flower earrings, which we're going to do in the second designer inspiration. So you could do them in a different colourway, because that's a different, the colourway that we've got in the second kit's different. You can do the double cloud cover. You can use these as the large rings in your helm flower. So if you've got the pendants DVD, there's the helm flower on there, and that uses the 9mm jump rings for the large jump rings in the helm flower. There's lots. You can use them as the large rings in all the Japanese weaves. Yeah. There's lots and lots and lots of weaves you can do with them. The Viper Barius, the Viper Orbital. There's lots. There's lots and lots of weaves you can do.
Talking of the DVD, is that a DVD we've got today?
There's the pendants one, yes. Yeah.
And that's only the second time it's been to air as well. You've only launched that very recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's launched last Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, Saturday it was launched.
Coming up for you a little bit later on. Let's take your price tag down as low as we can go. £12.95. That's amazing for solid sterling silver. Wow. There's 40 there as well. That's incredible at £12.95. 0800 644 655. Just add to your order. You've only got 1 P&P in any one day. So from midnight last night right up until midnight tonight, that P&P will stay exactly the same. It doesn't matter how many times you log in and log out on the web. It doesn't matter how many times you're checking out. It doesn't matter how many times you're dialing in, that P&P will stay exactly the same. Well done. Ninetta in Wiltshire, Susan in Flintshire, Susan in Lancashire, Elizabeth in Warwickshire, you're taking full advantage and getting 2 of these. That's actually 80. Yeah. I would as well at that price tag.
I would as well, because you could do, with 80, you could do a half Persian 4-in-1 bracelet with 80, and that would be rose gold, sterling silver bracelet. And so that would be, what is it, £26 it would be. You would be selling that for well over £60–70. Wow. Because of it being sterling silver with the rose gold over the top. Yeah. And I mean, even if you don't want to use them for chainmail, you can wire the pearls or a 6mm gemstone in between these. So if you close them up and get some 0.4 wire and just wire it actually into the centre, they look lovelier than as earrings. Ooh. So you've got like a little halo around your gemstone.
That looks really nice. That would look beautiful, wouldn't it? And look at that luster, so high end. And if you've ever worked with 925 before, you'll know that when you get it home, you can just feel the difference, can't you? You can feel the quality, you can see the quality in 925. And whatever gemstones you are using, that's going to add value to any piece of jewellery for you as well. So it's well worth coming in for your 925 whenever you can. Okay then, Fleur, so where are you going to start?
We're going to start just showing you how to actually make the jump rings, because what we're essentially going to make is a lot of large jump rings with beads. So this is what we're going to make, and we're using the 0.8 wire, but you can use 0.6. If you go down to a 0.4, then you may have to go around twice. Okay. Because it does have to have some stability to it. It does have to be able to hold up and stay into a circle. Yeah. A circle. I was going to say circular, but it has to stay as a circle.
We knew exactly what you meant. It's fine.
So we're going to start just by making some of these large jump rings. Yeah. So what we need is some, I've got some 0.8 wire here, and it doesn't really matter what colour you use, because when you wrap it tightly, you can't see really where the join is. It's not a real like in your face join. If it was a different colour, what you could do is go back around and weave around the outside, so you've got little flashes of that colour as well. So if you have got different coloured wire that doesn't match the beads, it doesn't matter at all. So what we're going to do is just, when you're doing we're going to start with a large necklace first. And what you need to do is we need to make lots and lots of different size jump rings and different colours. So as you can see on that piece, I've got lots of different sizes. So I didn't actually count them. In the second piece that we're going to do, I did count how many beads were on each one. So what we're going to do is just pop on. Now you do need a minimum of about 15 beads onto there. So what you can do as well is if you've got one of the bead spinners, these go on quite well with the bead spinner. So you could use your bead spinner and use your wire as a needle that you can then thread lots on, and then just cut sections of the wire with the beads that you need already on there. So I'm just going to pop a few more on here, and we're just going to make, oops, that's 0.13.
Did you count those? Sorry, Fleur.
No, these ones aren't counted because we're going to make all different sizes. So we're going to do the large necklace first, which is very, very simple, because what I didn't want to do is, you can do any of the chainmail weaves, basic chainmail weaves with bead mail, but what I didn't want to do is do something that was really, really hard and people wouldn't be able to follow. So we're going to start with just this really simple flat weave, which is just linking the jump rings together. So I've got quite a nice amount on there. Now what you do need is you need some sort of mandrel. Now I've got my ring mandrel, but you don't have to have your ring mandrel, you can have anything. If you've got different size mascaras and lipsticks like Claire uses.
Yeah, she does usually bring in a makeup bag, doesn't she?
And what you're going to do is just pop it around the mandrel. Now this is just to get the actual shape, so all I've done is I've popped it around that mandrel there just to get the basic shape, but what we're going to do when we wrap it all together is we're going to pop it back on the mandrel and make it into a nice circle. Now the easiest way to fasten these is to cross the wires at the top, cross them over so that the beads are touching. Now you don't want very big a gap in here, it has to be quite a small gap. And then take one wire through the middle and pull that tight, and then this wire goes through the middle again, and that's all you need to secure that ring. So if you feel like it's going to put, I mean that's not going to go anywhere, that's quite sturdy there. So I'm just going to, now a good tip that Gemma did on the show ages ago is to rock the wire backwards and forwards to tighten the wires up, so like a ratchet. So just tighten them up a little bit so you get that section, that wrap there, really nice and close. Now I use the Zeron flush cutters because these are now my best friend because they get in so close. Now what you do have to do is just be aware that you don't cut the wrong wire. Or, I mean, it's, if you cut the wrong wire, you know, you just have to rethread them all again. So what we do now is we've got our ring, and as you can see where I've been working with it, it's gone a little bit of a funny shape. So what we do now is we take our ring mandrel or whichever round mandrel you go and just pop it on, and because it's wire you can now just spin it round a few times, and as you take it off you now get, and I forgot I've got the overhead back in. Yay! We now got a nice round jump ring. So that's how you make one jump ring. Now what you need to do is quite randomly make lots of them, and all different sizes in all the different colours. Now sometimes if you haven't got a ring mandrel, what you can do is mould it around your finger. So the smaller ones I did them around my finger so that you and just be aware there, you see that it's got a tiny little bit of wire sticking up there. So I'm just going to flatten that down because this will eventually touch your skin as it turns around, so just make sure that all those little bits are completely flat. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start to space them out. Do you need to?
Yes, that'd be great. I'm going to bring you the best deal I've seen in a long time on solid sterling silver chains for you. I've got two of them. I would start dialing now. If you, excuse me, are looking to come in and buy Christmas presents, these are brilliant. Excuse me.
Do you want to drink me tea?
Oh, we got any gin down there, Fleur?
No, no gin.
No gin. Ooh, I think I'm all right now. Okay, sorry. Two solid sterling silver chains you've got there. As I was saying, if you're looking at buying Christmas presents right now, this is great. I don't know about you. Now, apparently, in a recent survey, the average budget for a Christmas gift is £20. Yeah. Really? They didn't ask me. Yeah. £20? Yeah, I was like, really? £20 per head? That's the budget. Depends who you're buying for, I guess, doesn't it, really? But, you know, friends and, you know, distant family, I've got to be careful because you never know who's watching. You know, it may be £10, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, you can get a good gift with £10, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
How about a £5? What do you think? A solid sterling silver chain for £5? I think that, yeah. I think so. I would be multi-buying now. All of those friends that you've got, all of those family members, you know, your mum, your niece, your sister, stocking fillers, if your budget is a little bit more. £9.95. Approximately 16 to 18 inches in length. And do you know what? These are good to go chains as well. Even if you were just wanted to sell these on at the price tag you've paid for two at £9.95 each, that would be a phenomenal deal. A couple of days ago when I was having a look online at prices for sterling silver chains, the lowest price that I could find was £11.95 for one chain. And that's a good price tag. It really is a great price tag for solid sterling silver chain. But it's not Jewellery Maker price tags, is it? We're at just £9.95 and you are going to get two chains. I would definitely be coming in and multi-buying. You can make, in fact, you could just put one of these on this chain and that would look pretty, wouldn't it?
I was just about to say, do you know the sterling silver Stardust beads?
Oh,
what I did with my chain, because I had one of these chains, and what I did is I cut the chain, the extended chain, from this very last circle, from the very last one there, and I squashed it a little bit so that it would go over the bead, and I popped just one sterling silver bead onto there, and then attached it back together with an open jump ring, sterling silver open jump ring, and I've now got a beautiful chain. It's this chain with a sterling silver bead, but you could put all of these beads on there. Yeah. You could do 5 of the big jump rings, so the rose gold jump rings. Just close 5 of those jump rings up and put that over there. Yeah. Really, really beautiful.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Do you know what as well? Solid sterling silver chains look so pretty just by themselves. You know, if you wear one just by itself, no pendant, they look so feminine, so elegant. They're gorgeous. You've got so much lustre. Solid sterling silver, it's the most lustrous of all of your precious metals. So just by itself, you've got a really feminine, sophisticated look. £9.95. Well done. Do you know what? There's loads of you multi-buying. Nagat in Surrey, ×7. Yes. Yep. Wow. So that's less than £70 and you've got 14 sterling silver chains there. That's phenomenal. And do you know what? Again, I love that. Feels like that's all the grandkids sorted. He doesn't have any. But he's just saying. Yeah, you know, at £9.95 each, that's less than £5 for a solid sterling silver chain. It might be that you stay with us all day today, keep your eyes peeled. You never know, you might see some gorgeous sterling silver charms that you could add onto this as a pendant, couldn't you? Wow. Margaret, you've got yours. Well done. Janie Powis, you've got 2. Sharon in Lancashire. Barbara in Kent, you've got 2. Collector in Lanarkshire, you've got 2. Bernadette in Dorset, you've got 2. Emma in Berkshire, you've got 2. Congratulations. That's absolutely tons and tons of you checking out for these right now. So well done. How are we for quantity? Not many left.
I was going to say, this is the second designer inspiration, what we're going to do. This Tay flower, and it uses the large jump rings, but you could add this to one of those chains, and you could do two of these with the 40 jump rings that are there in that second part of the kit, and have a rose gold tau flower onto that chain.
Angela in the West Midlands has just realised that we've got the overhead camera back. Yes! I was so excited yesterday. Pauline in Yorkshire says, hi Fleur, I've been working on a tri-coloured Byzantine seed bead bracelet for 6 weeks now. I can only manage 30 to 40 minutes at a time.
Yes.
Is it hard going, is it?
It is hard going, yeah. What I tend to do is I got Neve to help me thread all the beads onto the wire, and then I put them all on, and then I cut sections off and made jump rings individually. So I had a bit of a production line going. Because this bit is easy when you're making individual jump rings, and then you're going to link them together with open jump rings. We're going to do the European 4-in-1 in a minute, and that's a little bit more difficult because obviously you're having to thread it through and then wire it into place and then keep it into a circle as well. So yeah, doing Byzantine. I have done one Byzantine, but I just did a few sections at the, over the wrist. Yeah. And then that was all I could cope with for that time, because it is. Yeah. You can go really complex with bead mail. There's lots of patterns out there for bead mail, but I wanted to keep it nice and simple to start with, so that we all got broken in gently to threading seed beads onto wire and having a go at making our own.
Fab. There's 10 chances left for the solid sterling silver chains, by the way, but there's lots of you with those in baskets, so if you want it, you are going to have to check them out really, really quickly, because they're all going to go £9.95 for 2.
That's amazing.
Wow. Buy one, get one free.
It is.
Fab. Righty-ho, Fleur. Okay. Carry on, Liv.
So, I've now got all my jump rings of different sizes, and some of them are a little bit skew with, but we'll just ignore that for a moment. What I would do if I was at home, I would make sure that they were all nice and round. Now, it's a very random pattern. What you're going to need is you're going to need a large jump ring for the top, and then a large jump ring for the bottom. Now, I've done mine quite asymmetric, and I've used a lot more rings than I have here, so this will be a lot smaller. Basically, all you're going to do is start to connect them together so that they all touch. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You can either do it and set it all out how you want it and then take a photo of it on your mobile phone or camera and know then that you're going to work to that pattern, or you can just start linking them together. So you just open a few of your large jump rings, and we're just going to go through, and you see now that why you need these 9mm jump rings. If you had any of the smaller jump rings, you wouldn't actually get 2 through. So I'm going to add 2 onto there. Oop, come here, she says.
Okay. The jump ring bundle is coming up at the bottom of your screen for you as well. So if you do want to check those out, just have a look at the bottom of your screen there and add those to your order as well. They were $9.25 rose gold plated as well. Fabulous.
It is amazing. Now, when these jump rings are standalone jump rings with the large jump rings, you do have to make sure that they're closed completely perfect. Which is great for your practice when you're practicing doing your chainmail, because you have to make sure that both ends meet together. If not, it could come apart because you've only got one jump ring holding it all together. So I've now just added 2 of them together there. So I'm now going to just pick a gold jump ring up here, and I'm going to add that one into this section here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to add it into here. So I need to add a jump ring to this section here and to this section here. So we're going to pop the jump rings through, and they will slide around, so don't worry about that. Now, closing your jump ring. If we just go back to basics about closing the jump ring a little bit. So when you open your jump ring, you're going to open it so that your dominant hand, which is in my case my right hand, is going to pull the jump ring towards me. So it's always like you're opening and closing a door. My left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, holds the whole piece steady. Now when we go to close this jump ring, we're going to go to the end of the jump ring and we go past this end in my left hand and then come back, and you'll feel it, and you can hear it. Sometimes you can hear it click, and as you can see there now, that's gone back together absolutely perfectly. When you are closing your jump rings, make sure that you not only look from the front, but you look from the top as well. Because sometimes they can cross over as well. So just make sure that they are nicely closed together. And then what you need to do is just lay it back down into the formation that you wanted it. And now I know that I need to close this gap here. So I found this way a lot easier than taking a photo of it, because you can then say, oh, I've got a tiny little gap there, I want to fill that little gap. And then you can make jump rings, especially, you know, the size that you need. So what I did is I drew around my jump rings, and I knew how many 21 beads, what size that was, and what size, you know, 15 jump rings were and things like that. So now can you see it's starting to come together, and if it starts to overlap a little bit, because it's wire underneath, you can manipulate it so that it now sits flat. So you just basically carry on in that vein all the way down, using your small ones, and don't worry about like, oh, I've got 3 colours together, you know, I can't have all 3 golds together. It looks lovely. I took that apart 3 times and did that one 3 times.
Did you really?
Because I was trying, my brain doesn't do random. I can't randomly pick them up and sort of like put them back down, and I tried to group all the colours together, and I tried to say, oh, but I need to mirror that one with that one. It looks a lot better, and I really didn't like it when I made it the first time, and I made it so all the colours matched. It looks so much better than it was just, I just randomly picked them up and put them in. So it's just like a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. The best thing about doing the bead mail with these beads is when you want to add your chains to it, or your beaded section onto it, your beading thread sits in between, so you can't actually see the beginning and the end of where it actually starts and finishes. So that is the random necklace in as such. Now what I've done for the chain is on the one side, on the right side, I've done just the basic ladder weave, which we've got the tutorial on our website. And then the other side is just a 3-strand plait. So I've added 3 strands to it, and then I've used it as a plait. So I've plaited it. Now you can also make toggle clasps out of these beads as well. So if you wanted to make your own toggle clasp, you need like a 1.25 or 1.5 wire to make the bar, but your actual toggle can be one of your jump rings. So you can do the whole piece in bead mail if you want to. But that's just, I just wanted to do a nice simple one to start everybody off so that they could see that it's not scary. It's just, once you've got them all made, you just linking them together, but do make sure that your jump rings are big enough, because I did try and do it with a 7mm and it was a little bit tight. And if it's tight, what happens is they all sit on top of each other and they don't sit flat, so they all looks like it's scrunched up. So the 9mm jump rings are the best jump rings for this.
Okay.
So that's that, and then I won't bore you by adding them all in, because it's just the same technique of adding them in, just making sure that when you pick it up, it's a static piece. So you're always going to add, each jump ring is going to have 2 jump rings attaching it together. And again, if you wanted to make your own jump rings, you could use some nice bright coloured wire as well to wire them together, or you can wire them together with a little jump ring. So there's lots of ways to go.
And it's also really simple as well, isn't it?
Very,
you know, anybody could do this.
Yeah, it's really simple, and it is chainmail. It's still classed as chainmail because you're linking jump ring to jump ring with an open jump ring. So it's still chainmail. And there's a very famous chainmail necklace that one of the big designers that did, and all they did was use different size jump rings and they just linked them all together in a big, like a shawl, like the shrug one that I did. Just like that, and that is one of the most famous chainmail necklaces that's a designer's ever done.
I love chainmail, love it. Now, Fleur's DVD, she's famous, you know. She's got her own DVD. It launched on Saturday. So where are we today? What's the day? It's only Wednesday. Oh, we're lucky. Second chance to get your hands on the brand new DVD that only launched on Saturday, just gone. Hopefully we've got a good quantity of these, because on the launch it flew out of the door. So if you didn't manage to get it on Saturday, come in and get this today. Now on this DVD you've got an introduction on there. You've got your hound flower, your starburst, your butterfly wings, your Celtic square, full Persian cross, and your wrapped cabochons in there as well. If you can't maybe get down to Fleur's workshop, you know, if you live too far away, or maybe your budget won't let you stretch to coming in onto one of the workshops, then get the DVD instead, because it is like having your own little Fleur at home. To help you. And you know, if you want to put her on mute, you can. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's easy to follow with the sound on.
I'm just kidding. You can rewind. You know, if there's anything that you need to go over again, you can rewind, and you can go back and you can do it as many times as you like. If you need to pause it and go off and do something else, you can do that, and then you can come back. The DVDs for me are priceless. They really, really are. And this is a brand new DVD as well. How long ago did you make this one, Fleur?
Oh, it was, I think it was about May time, May or June time, so it was quite a while ago. I did this one, and I did the Japanese and Persian one, and that's out on Sunday. That's coming out then. So as just said, you wait ages for a bus, and then do come along.
And they all come at once. Sue in London says, I was hoping to get my DVD today, but it's stuck in the postal system somewhere. Can't wait to get it, but obviously I have to. Lol. Oh, do you know what? They're just brilliant, aren't they, the DVDs?
They are. And the best thing, I love this DVD because they are, although they're pendants, they're standalone weaves as well. So you not only learn the pendant, you learn the actual weave as well.
Yeah. Deborah Bell in the West Midlands says, I love this DVD. Fleur is so good at explaining it, and even helped me to make a bracelet of the hound weave just by watching her pendant demo for it. That's good, isn't it?
So the helm weave that's on there, that is the helm's weave. You could make your jewellery from that. The butterfly wings, exactly the same. All of them have all got, you know, a weave that you use, so you can use that weave to then make jewellery, or make up, you know, like a bracelet, necklace, earrings, or you can make the pendants with them.
They're just so useful, DVDs. They really are. There's absolutely tons of you coming in for those, so well done if you've managed to get that already. If you've got it in your basket, do make sure you're checking out. $4.95, priceless, that is. Okay, Fleur, I'll let you carry on, lovely.
Okay, so we're going to do the European 4-in-1. Now, I did this weave on Saturday, and I wanted to do this one again because we've got the overhead back now, so it's easy for people to see. So if you just want to use this as a traditional chainmail demo, that's absolutely fine. But it's a little bit more fiddly with the bead mail, because obviously instead of closing the jump ring with your 2 pairs of pliers, you're having to wrap it together. So what we need is 4 closed jump rings. Now these do have to be the same size, and on these jump rings I've used 21 beads on each one. Okay, and I found that was quite a nice size to make a nice size.
Did you measure the wire to put that on, or did you kind of just guess and then cut it off?
I can measure it now quickly with the ruler. So there's about 6 inches of 6 inches of wire there, but you just need enough to be able to wrap it, because obviously it gets a little bit fiddly if there's not enough wire there. So I've added 4 of my closed jump rings that I've already made, and now I'm going to close this jump ring exactly the same. Now what you do have to do when you're doing bead mail is you do have to start to form the wire into a circle, because if it's going to be very difficult to form it onto my ring mandrel once I've got 4 more rings on there as well. So exactly the same. I'm just going to cross the wires over, pull it nice and tight, bring 1 wire through. Now if you want to, you can use your pliers to help you bring it through. And wrap it around. And again, it's not going to be seen as such, so don't worry too much. And then the other side as well, just to lock that one in place. If you're using the 0.6, obviously it's a lot easier to wrap around. But with this weave, I would say definitely 0.6 or 0.8. 1 millimetre might be a little bit too hard on your fingers to try and keep it all in place. And then let's just chop that bit off there. And now we've got the start of our European 4-in-1. So if I lay this down, now the way that we have to start with the European 4-in-1 is we've got 2 pairs. So if I just pick this up again, if I just pick it up and show you that I've now got 4 rings onto my 1 jump ring. It's in some sort of round circle, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to get mainly covered up with the rings. I'm going to take this into 2 pairs, and I'm going to lie it down with this jump ring facing the way that I'm going to chainmail. So I'm going to lay it down on the board, and now I've got my 2 pairs on either side. Now the very top jump ring needs to slide forward. So what I have now is I've got my 5 jump rings shaped like so. Let me just bring it down a little bit for you. There you go. So it's like the starting of a normal European 4-in-1. Now, to put your next ring in, we have to wire it in place again. So taking my next, I've just tied these together so that they didn't all fall out in the bag, because that would have been tragic. Get here and all my demos just back as 1,600 seed beads. So again, I'm just forming it so that it's got a slight shape, so that when I weave it in, it's going to stay where it needs to stay. So just open it up very slightly. Now, when we do traditional chainmail, we go down through the European 4-in-1, we go down through the top and up through the bottom. It's exactly the same, but with the wires, it's easier. So we're going to go down through the bottom of the jump ring and up through the top. And as we pull it into place, and like I say, this is a little bit fiddly, but you'll get there. It's not too fiddly that you can't do it, and that's why if you use 21 beads, they're big enough circles to see. Now I've now got my second jump ring in place, unwired, but what we need to do before we wire that in place is add on 2 more closed bead mail rings. So one goes on one side, one goes on the other. Now you can pick it up, because it doesn't matter if it's not going to go anywhere. So we're now going to pick it up and wire this one in place the same. So you can see how it is a little bit more time consuming than normal chainmail, because you're having to, which is why I can't remember the lady that messaged in that said that you can only do 30 to 40 at a time.
Yeah.
It is, you know, it is one of those ones that takes a little bit more time, but the effects
Oh,
are
it's amazing,
brilliant.
isn't it?
And that's why I think bead mail looks really lovely when it's just like pendant styles or just centre of jewellery rather than the whole piece being. I'm just really conscious.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah, it just takes a lot to, if I just lay this back down now and sort it all out. So now you can see I've got my next jump ring in place.
Yeah.
Now this one's gone a little bit more of an egg shaped.
Right.
So it's going to be more difficult for me to put my next ones on. So before I do my next one, I'm just going to get, and marker pens are really good for this. You know, you can just pop it back on your ring mandrel and just make it a little bit more rounder, just so it's easier for you to work with. So that's your next one in place. And then you need to pop on your next one. So if I do that, do you need to?
Brilliant. I love Fleur. She's so accommodating, isn't she? If you just do that, I'll do this. Jump rings, more jump rings, and they are 925 again. Now, these are the yellow gold jump rings. And again, I think they're the 9mm ones. Yes, they are. 20 pieces. So if you've already got the rose gold ones, why not get the gold as well and mix up your precious metals, as lots of designers are doing so at the moment as well. 20 jump rings. That's the you can do the flower with that one, can't you? What's it called?
The flower. The Tau.
The Tau.
It's T-A-O. It's, I can't remember where I put it.
You did have one, didn't you?
It's there. There you go. So you
And
can,
how, that's just 20?
it uses 19 and 1 to hang it with. So if you're going to use it as a pendant, it needs the 1 to hang it with.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it in earrings like we're going to in the second demo, you don't need, you need the 19 because it sits the correct way on your earring finder.
And these are 9mm jump rings that you've used as well?
This one can only be done in 9mm. 7mm inner diameter, 9mm outer diameter.
I see.
So
this is perfect then, this bundle, $7.95. And that's a substantial weight of solid sterling silver that you've got in a pendant.
It is.
Wow, 3.9 grams. That's a lot. That's a lot of sterling silver that you've got. These are gold plated as well, so you could do exactly the same design. You could pop that onto your chain and you've got a beautiful pendant there. JRRF 40 is your code for this one. 0800 644 655. Add those to your order, and again then you've got your high-end jump rings, you know, for all of your big 5 gemstones, for your pearls maybe as well. They are an essential part of your jewellery making kit. You know, even if you're not doing chainmail, you're going to need them to make earrings with. You're going to need them for your necklaces as well, your chains. Lots of you multi-binder, so well done. Jane in County Durham, you're taking advantage. You've got 2. Well done to you. Nagat in Surrey, you've got 2. Well done. Florence in Newport, you're in this afternoon as well. Congratulations. £7.95. You've got 20 solid sterling silver jump rings. They're gold plated as well. I keep forgetting they're gold plated. It's about as high end as it gets, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And you know, these pieces you can send them for hallmarking as well. You know, because they are, like you say, that's solid sterling silver with 9 carat gold, and you forget. And they're so difficult to find everywhere else. They really, really are. You really find it difficult to source them. I've never been able to find any. That are 9 carat gold. Wow.
Angelique in Yorkshire says 20 beads are a ring size K, 21 beads are a ring size is an M, 23 beads is a ring size Q. Oh, that's very, very helpful. Thanks for that, Angelique. So I would need 21.
So you could make a really lovely stretchy ring. Stretchy that'd be, so you want me to make you one of those, do you?
Just saying, just saying. Sean in Leicestershire says, hi Fleur, can you show how to add a row to the European 6-in-1? Thanks.
The European 6-in-1?
Yeah.
I can set a demo up for it, but I can't do it with this.
Yes, okay, that's absolutely fine.
I'd have to set up a whole European 6-in-1, but when you are adding a row to 6-in-1, different to 4-in-1, whereas you go through 2 and then add a jump ring, a loose jump ring. So it's difficult to explain it. With your 6-in-1, you only add 1 jump ring at a time onto there. If you want, I'll sort of like do a little demo with my next kit. That I think on Monday I've got a chainmail kit, so I can make sure I've got something like that in there for Monday. And then it's easier to see it when it's done rather than you try and talk through it, because it is a little bit more different to doing the European 4-in-1.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Fabulous.
Okay, so what we need to do now to finish off the section is usually you wouldn't finish with one single jump ring. You would usually finish here and here. But what you tend to find when you try and hang this as a pendant, as I've done, if I was to lift this up and hang these two as my pendant, can you see the bottom two have gone together? So you need to add your middle jump ring in to keep them to the two little ears apart, if you like. So to finish off your pendant, all you need to do is just arrange this. Now, because these are larger jump rings, they do tend to flip where they're not supposed to go. So you just make sure that this centre ring is going the way that you're going. So you can see now I need to turn mine around because I'm right-handed. So I need to flip the whole thing around so it's facing the correct way. And the circles that you can see the most of are on the end. So I can see all of this jump ring here and I can see all of this jump ring here. Whereas I can only see half of this one and this one because this one's the second pair of covering. So you just need to make sure, because if not, you'll get the jump ring in the wrong place and it won't sit in the correct form and the correct weave. So before I weave this one in, I'm just going to shape it again around my mandrel. And this is, you know, if you want egg-shaped rings, you don't have to form it every single time. You know, it's not a problem, but I just wanted it to stay nice and round. I think because I was in my head, I was still thinking it has to be like traditional chainmail. It's got to be the same. Maybe I just need to just relax a bit more about it. Just go with the flow a bit.
It's because you're so used to it, isn't it?
It is. I think you get really. I was really thrown when we started to do all the different shapes of jump rings as well, like the triangles and the squares. Like I was like, no, it has to be completely round and it has to be just in normal metal. But now I'm loving the fact that we've got so many different ones. So I'm just going to wire this one in place. So you can lift it up. It's not a problem to lift it up. And when you do lift it up, you'll see if your little wings stick out like this, that you've got the correct way. If they go together as these two are, that's the wrong way. So they have to stay out in the little form. And I'm just going to wire wrap these two together. Now you do have to be careful that when you cross the wires over, that you don't get a bead stuck in the middle, because then it looks a bit untidy, because you've got the wire that goes around rather than just gets hidden in between the two beads. That's one wire done, and then you lock this one in place as well. So what you could do, if you didn't want to do the whole chainmail weave, you could just do one in the centre of a necklace, couldn't you, or a bracelet, just one by itself, which would look really, really lovely. So just make sure that it's nice and tight. Do the Gemma Crow trick and use it like a ratchet just to make sure that it's nice and tight and it's going to sit flush. And you can see there that hardly any of the wires shown. So if you were going to use a different coloured wire, it doesn't matter if it's different coloured at all. Okay, and we'll just snip that bit off there and this one off here. And now when we hold this out, what we get is flipped over. So if I leave it down on the mat, actually it might be easier for you to see on the mat. There you go. So what you get now is you've got this jump ring on the end, and it hasn't got the two jump rings on the bottom, purely because we don't want it any sort of like for it to hang down. If you wanted to add your pendant to the bottom, so if you wanted to take some of your rose gold jump rings and make the towel flower, you can then add a pendant onto the bottom here. So you could actually then add your cabochon, but then when you lift that up, it stays. This one will just needs to flip the other way, so that there you go. It will stay there. It's not going to stay there now, it's live telly. Look, it says no, but as you can see on the actual piece, it does stay there. It does stay there. It's just being naughty. So that's how you do your European 401. So you can do any of your weaves. Now, if you're going to do something like the Byzantine, you do have to make sure that your rings are slightly bigger, because you've got 6 jump rings going through one. So the space that you actually weave them through is a lot smaller. So you do have to make sure that you're making your rings big enough. If you've made them and they're too small, then what you can do is do a flat weave like the first necklace that we did, rather than waste them or cut them up. But it's just have fun with it, play about with it. And like I say, you can do Mobius rings with this. And I didn't want to do, I've done quite a few Mobius rings recently, so I didn't want to do another Mobius demonstration. But these are really simple to do as your Mobius rings, and the bracelet that you've got on there is done like a Mobius. So put them onto your stretch elastic and then put them through. Gorgeous. And that then really, really lovely to make these just beautiful stretchy bracelets with.
They're fab, aren't they? I've got some more jump rings for you. Now, these ones are the rose gold plated. Let's have a little look. Oh, these are rose gold plated. Have you seen how many there is here? No. Rose gold plated copper you've got here. These are gorgeous. There's so many. 200 jump rings is a lot, isn't it? What could you do with 200 jump rings, Fleur?
So with 200 jump rings, you could do 3 of the crosses that are on the pendants DVD. You know, the chainmail crosses on the front. You can make full Persian. You can make all your half Persians with this. You can do your orbital, your Viper basket, the larger rings for the Viper basket. There's lots and lots and lots of weaves that you can do with it. You can do European 4-in-1, European 6-in-1. You can do all your European, all your Byzantine weaves with these as well. So there is, that's what's so nice about chainmail and the jump rings, is you're not just limited to like one weave, so you just have to do one weave with that size. There's hundreds of weaves that you can do with each size. And with 200, you tend to use about, for a Byzantine or a box weave bracelet, you tend to use between 120 and 150.
So there's plenty there.
So there's plenty there, and then you've got enough left for your earrings as well.
They're fab, aren't they? And again, rose gold plated, you've got that look of rose gold, haven't you? Price tag, it's not the price tag of rose gold, is it? UNJD91 is your code. 200 jump rings. Fleur, if you were to simply make a bracelet, as you just said, and use 120, 150 jump rings, that were rose gold plated copper, what kind of price tag would you be popping on something like that?
All my chainmail bracelets start at £28, and that's for a really simple weave, very, very simple. For a weave that I could, like a full Persian weave, it'd be about £35.
Wow.
And I know you've got the time to make it as well. But once you get used to the weaves, they don't take that long to make.
Okay.
So say if you were going to do a European 6-in-1, you'd get, because half of the rings that you use, or 3/4 of the rings you use, are closed. So you only open a third of the rings. So you're only opening 50 of the rings out of 150 for the bracelet. Wow. So the time limit of opening and closing all the rings is a lot less, because you've not got as much to do. And so that you probably get a bracelet done in half an hour, 40 minutes.
Wow, that's brilliant, isn't it?
£38, and it's cost you £6.95. You've got your clasp as well, but you can make that out of, if you've got any 1mm wire, you could make your clasp dead easy out of that.
Yeah, that's fab. We've got a question. Ooh, can't read it, Phil. No, the call's still there. Feels like, can you not? No, I can't. Let's have another go. There we go. Hi girls, loving the show. Fleur, what weave is the bracelet on your right arm, please? And the bracelet Hannah is wearing, do you add the twist separately?
My bracelet is the one that I did for the 5th birthday DVD. Yeah. So if you've got the 5th birthday DVD, it's this one. I think we called it Celtic Kisses, because it looks like little kisses in there. And basically it's a helm's weave with little Celtic wing sections either side, and then I've just added the pearls onto there at the bottom. So if you know the helm weave from it's on the pendant DVD actually, like Deb said, you know, she made the helm weave bracelet, and it then just adds on little bits on each helm section. But it's on the birthday DVD. You've got the birthday one.
And this one? With
that one, what I did is I made the gold stretchy bracelet first, and then when I strung all the rose gold beads on next, and then before I added that in, I just went through the middle of the gold bracelet first. So if I just...
Do you want me to take it off?
No, I can just quickly show you with these. So we'll improvise with the larger rings. So let me just get that one open. So if we say that was the gold bracelet, So I made my full stretchy gold bracelet, and then I strung all my beads onto my rose gold one. We'll pretend the blue one is this one. And then before I tied it in a knot, I went through the middle of it, so it sits as a Mobius.
Yes, it kind of crosses over.
So it crosses over, and then I placed those two together. Okay, and then with the third one, just like you would do a Mobius flower, went straight through the middle again, and then tied it in a knot and closed it. And when you're tying it in, when you're tying your stretchy bracelets in a knot, I tend to use a surgeon's knot when I'm tying my stretchy bracelets, so I can quickly show how I did that, because it is a really, it's really simple, but it is really effective, and it does hold quite well. So I'll use some beading thread. Oh no, it's not the right thing, but just so you get the idea of what I did, how when I used to work for, when I was little, do you know you do work experience? I went to work for a vet.
Did
and he showed me how to do. That was back before all insurance and things like that.
That's quite exciting, actually. My work experience was very boring.
Was it? What did you do?
I went to a document management company. That's what I did, and I got offered a job at the end of it. Really? And I also got paid, £1 an hour for my work experience. I was the only person at school that got paid for work experience. I didn't get paid, but I did get cheap vet's bills for my ponies. Well, there you go. There you go. That's a saving, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, my mum thought so. It didn't save me because I wasn't paying the vet's bills. I would have much preferred to get paid, but never mind. Okay, so when you're tying what I was taught as a surgeon's knot, I think there's other names for it as well. So imagine you've got your beads, and this is elastic on there. We're going to take the left-hand side and cross it over the right, and you're going to do just a simple granny knot, but instead of going around just once, you're going to go around twice. Yeah. Okay, so you've got it round twice. Okay, and now you're going to take, so that way we went left over right, this way we're going to go right over left, and again around twice. And when you pull that tight, that doesn't come loose. Now what you can do with your elastic is you can pre-stretch it, but as you can see now that is, and what you do find if you just do a simple overhand knot when you're doing it with elastic, because the elastic's quite shiny, it will slip. Okay. Now, when you're coming to seal the knots, I always use hypo cement. So that's just an overhand knot, and you can see that it's sliding around. It's not as tight as this one. Now, because the beads are so brilliant, they've got a big enough hole to hide that knot as well. So once you've done your knot, just pull it back inside the bead next door, and then it's completely hidden and it's safe. But like I say, just pop a little dab of hypo cement, and when I put my hypo cement on, I hold it apart so the beads don't get stuck to it. Because although that applicator is really small, you don't want to stick a bead to it, because if you get glue onto them, it can look untidy. But that's how. So that's the easiest way that I found to tie the elastic, and it doesn't move anywhere.
That's fab. I've got some more jump rings for you. Last chance though. Last chance. The triangular jump rings. Now, Fleur, you said you were scared of using them.
I was, to start with. I'm very scared.
She's scared of triangular jump rings. She's also scared of old books.
Yeah, I don't like books.
I've never heard that one before.
There is a name
heard
for
that
it.
one before.
It is a recognised fear.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about fears the other day. Different kind of fears. I can't remember anybody's now. What, have you got any fears, Phil? No. Oh. Have you got any fears, Lauren?
Just spiders.
Spiders. I think we've all. Yeah, really bad. Yeah, we were talking about spiders. That's how we got onto it, I think, wasn't it? Talking about spiders. The last 25 chances are just £6.95. These are really good to link together, aren't they? Actually, because they fit you. Sorry, to get you jump rings right in the corners.
And they look like bunting.
Yeah,
they're
really, so really nice. Cute, aren't they? They're gorgeous. I love the triangular ones. You can create some really contemporary designs with these ones, can't you?
You can. If you've got one of the necklace colours, you can wire these into shape as well. So you can wire a flower out of these and then wire that onto a necklace colour. Yeah. If you wanted to like punch a hole in the necklace colour, then you can secure it like that, or you can just wire all the way around the collar. They're great for all the Japanese weaves where you add a closed jump ring. For your European 4-in-1, you can use these as well. Yeah. They give a real contemporary edge and look to your pieces, but you can cut them as well. So if you've got your flush cutters, you can cut them and you can open them then, and you can use them as open jump rings. Have a play, they're really nice, and they're great again in resin and polymer clay. Yeah. They're really lovely, and they're substantial as well.
They are, aren't they? They're quite weighty actually, these are.
I know somebody that made a stretchy bracelet by putting 2 packs of these on, because it takes 200 to make that famous sweetie style-y bracelet. So it takes 200, so 2 packs, and you get a really nice.
Wow. Those would look fab, wouldn't they? Judith, well done. You've got yours. Collected in Buckinghamshire. Frederick, Eileen, and John and Susan in Essex. You've got 2. Diane in Kent, Isabel. You've got yours as well. MQ, AZ, 82, 695. And you've got 100 jump rings there as well. They are fabulous, aren't they? 0800 644 655, or on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. If you've got a phone in your hand, just make sure you are checking out. Well done. Thanks, Fleur.
No problem.
We will be back with Fleur in an hour's time for a second demo and another fabulous kit for you. We can't go to a break right now because we're having technical difficulties for a change. So we're just going to carry on. Okay, I'm going to take my device with me. Brilliant bundles for you. We're going to bring you some fantastic deals now. Ooh, look at the pudding beaded jewellery. Oh, gorgeous. Where should we start then, Philip? I can pick one. I like it. Bargain bundles, and I'm allowed to pick the first one. This is brilliant. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go with these. Number 17. Bingo. Maybe we could play that one day. We could incorporate that into our jewellery making somehow.
I used to play meeting bingo.
You used to play what?
Meeting bingo. Our boss used to have keywords that he used to say all the time. And we used to make bingo sheets.
Oh, I like that idea. We might do that one day. I'll work on the technicalities of that and come back to you. Evening Glamour. I love these. You can see why I was drawn to these, can't you? Aren't they gorgeous? Evening Glamour, indeed. Very 1920s. They are beautiful. And if you've got any pearls in your stash to put with these, they would look gorgeous. You have 150 carats of your black agate faceted squares there. 12mm in size. And you've got your 5mm rounds there. 80 carats in your 5mm rounds. So that is a grand total of 230 carats. I love these. Maybe simple stretchy bracelet using your rounds and just popping one of the squares in the centre. That would look pretty, wouldn't it? And if you got, no way, $6.95. If you got all of the spacer beads that we had earlier on, actually, do you know what? They'd work great with these. Any coloured bead would look great with these. $6.95, incredible, incredible deal for you. JMGC56 is your code for this one. I'm going to count out the squares for you there. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 7, 27 approximately. 27 approximately you've got on that one strand there. They're gorgeous. Simply stretching? No. Simply putting these in a stretchy bracelet and adding a charm in there, that would look so beautiful. You've still got that evening glamour. You've got all the lustre from your black agate there. And do you know what? You've got a massive, massive carat weight there as well. Oh, look, I've got the beads. I forgot I've got the beads on. I forgot. Silly me. They'd look gorgeous, wouldn't they? Really beautiful. JMGC56. Lots and lots of you on the telephone lines. It's like buy one, get one free. In earrings. They're so sizable, actually. Earrings, perfect. Liz in Midlothian, Sue in the West Midlands, ×2, well done. H in Merseyside, Kathy in West Sussex, Sheila in Aberdeenshire, you're there as well. Black and white gemstones for me, or black and clear gemstones. Oh, some of the best gemstones for topping up your stash, aren't they?
They are. I'm looking at that pink that's next to you. I like black and pink.
Black and pink, I like it. You're going to the ball, are you, not Fleur?
Yes, we are.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got a few guest designers are going.
Have you got your frock yet?
Not yet, no. But I've got my shoes, which is I'll just build my own.
Most importantly, yeah, build around your shoes.
Yeah, build
I
around
like
my
it.
shoes.
I like it. Well done if you got those. Fab. Okay. Ooh, I've got my hand on those already. How about that then? Tourmaline. Now this is a gemstone that is far, far out. I'm going to have to move my chair. I'm so sorry. There we go. I like to be perfectly in the middle. Strange like that. Maybe it's tourmaline. Maybe it's tourmaline. 2 strands of your tourmaline. This for me is a gemstone. I'll just look at these colours. We do not have this often enough here at Jewellery Maker. I would have these strands every single day of the week if I could. Look at those colours. Perfect for autumn. I love tourmaline. Do you know what? Quite often on our sister channels here at Gemporia, if you're seeing tourmaline, more often than not, you might be looking at pink tourmaline or green tourmaline set into a Lyrique design. A Lyrique design being a one of a kind or very limited edition. It's a very rare gemstone. And you know what? Actually here, you've got the best of the colours. You've got the pinks and you've got the greens there in abundance. And you know what? 250 carats. I think there's 250 carats in each strand there. Can you just clarify that for me, Phil? Because there's a massive, massive carat weight that you've got there. They are beautiful. And actually, your chips and your nuggets there, perfect, these colours as well, for your autumnal tree of life. I love that. So yeah, you do get 500 carats. There's 250 carats in each strand, which are double strands. So are we getting 4? We are really, aren't we? We are, if you like. Getting 4 strands there. Really, really sizable. Ruth in West Sussex. 500 carats of tourmaline at £7.95. That's phenomenal. Lots of you using your chips and nuggets for your tree of life, actually, or a guest designer Mark Smith, he does lots of memory wire bracelets as well, starting from around £15, depending on which gemstone he's using. Tourmaline, it's a rare gemstone. Do you know what? I wouldn't be going with £15 for a memory wire bracelet if I were using these. Look at the quality, those deep, rich forest greens, those beautiful blush pinks that you've got in there as well. They are stunning. Do get your certificate of authenticity with these as well. That way, you're handing these over to your customer with your authenticity card. They know they're getting the real deal. That's all we bring you here at Jewellery Maker. Real deal. Carola in Oxfordshire, Collector in Cornwall, Ruth, you're there, Anne-Marie, Kimberly, Marjorie, you've got yours. Lots and lots of you with these in baskets. You will have to confirm. I think it's safe to say these are going to sell out at that price tag. Oh, bless Fleur. She's picking up her beads and putting them back. There's 1,600, 1,800.
Yeah, I only got a few out though, so it's all right. I'm counting them as I go. 0.13p. Every time I get to 10, I've got 13p. I love
Things
that.
we do. Crazy. Oh, okay. We can go to a break now, so we're going to have a short little break and we'll be back with some more bargain bundles. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
So you have a modern drill now, but we were talking earlier on that cavemen or 6,000 years ago, they were making jewellery, and you were telling me how difficult they must have found it to drill the amber.
Yeah, the amber is really very soft to drill, but drilling it from one side to the other, you get your chip test on the other side. So optimally, how do you call it?
Optically,
you call it. You have to drill it from the both sides to meet the drills in the middle of the stone, and that was difficult in our days.
Yeah.
So a lot of stones got broken, and one's drilling from the one side.
Yeah.
And we found the remaining from old shops, old workshops doing amber in the ground from 7,000 years ago.
Wow.
It was that long ago.
And that was in this area of Poland?
In this area, in the Gdańsk area, the oldest ever found was about 7,000 years old.
So sort of 5,000 BC. It's a long, long time to...
Yeah.
Join us this December at our Gemporia Christmas Ball. Meet your favourite faces from across the channels and enjoy an evening of festive fun as we head back to Warwickshire to the beautiful Wroxall Abbey. Tickets are more limited than last year, but priced at £89 per person, they're already selling out fast. The evening includes a welcome drink, 3-course meal and a chance to dance as the lounge's very own Drew Nichols will again be singing with his band Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. With auction prizes to bid on and raffle prizes to be won, the evening will be raising money for the Colourful Life Foundation. So don't delay, book your tickets today on 0333 400 0011. See you at Christmas.
Welcome back to today's show. We've got some incredible bundles coming up for you now, some bargain bundles. I've already bought you a few. Sold out. Incredible. Storage boxes. Oh, do you know, I think I had these yesterday. Oh, do you know what? Just start dialing now because you can never ever have enough storage. These, and in fact, we've been finding that over the last couple of days that I've had some storage, a lot of you have been texting in saying, do you know what I use those for? I use them for tablets. I put my tablets in those. Do you know what I use those for? I use them for spices. I love that. All your storage solutions. It's not just about jewellery and findings, is it? These are fantastic. 3 storage boxes for a ridiculous price tag. I do love all of our storage. I'm always saying it, you know, I know it sounds a bit bonkers, but because they're transparent, you know, if you are a housewife, generally, you know, when you look for things, you just can't find, it's that one kitchen utensil in that drawer. Has everyone got a drawer or is it just me? That drawer in the kitchen.
It's got drawing pins it's got in it, and I try and find things at the back, and someone's open drawing pins. I was...
Oh, no,
yeah, you don't want to be around me.
Yeah, I've got drawing pins in my drawer as well. Kitchen utensils, drawing pins. I've actually got a ball of string. I don't know why I've got this ball of string. I never use string, but there you go. No, I don't have a cat. No, I've got 2 fish, Batman and Robin, that's it. They're my son's fish. Yeah, they're up there. It's Lego Batman, he's up there. It's the pliers. Whenever I stand over by the guest designer, just on the wall there, there's some pliers. It always reminds me, I always think it's Lego Batman coming down to get me. Yeah. Some people did text in, Kerry. Some people did text in and say, I see where you're coming from. It's just up there. Yeah. But you'll see, the thing is now, you're looking right at it and you're looking really closely. But next time I'm stood by Fleur, just look behind me at Lego Batman coming down to get me. Everyone's like, right, let's turn over. £6.95 YP GC 56. I'm just going to open this up for you and show you inside. They're all exactly the same. You've got these little compartments in here as well. So if you've got any work in progress that you need to put in there, you need a bit more space, you can take these out if you want to and put whatever you like in these. And do you know what? You've got 3 of them. They sit away really tidily, you know, under your workbench at home, under your workstation. They fit into your craft bag perfectly as well. You can just throw them in. And as I was saying, because they are transparent, you know, when you're trying to find something, you can just never find it. These are brilliant because you can just look. There they are. No, they're not. They're not. Brilliant. You can find things really, really quickly with these as well. And you've got 3 of them. Loads of you coming through again. If you missed out on them yesterday, second chance for you to get your hands on these. Well done. And you know what? You can buy as many as you like. In fact, I don't think our other ones had the handles on. No, the other ones didn't have the handles on. I like these. I think the gents could be using these for screws and bits and bobs.
I put my Lego Batman people in there for my boys.
Yes.
All my little bixes. There's nothing hurts more than standing on a piece of that.
Do you know, that's exactly what somebody said yesterday when they texted in. I would put those bricks in that you tread on. We've got a rug and I call it the rug of doom because it's so deep. If you drop anything in there, you will never find it again until you tread on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one
so,
of those.
Children, oh, Phil just said, oh, if you ever tried on a plug. Yes, I have.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like stubbing your toe. Why does that hurt so much? Oh.
I stubbed my toe on a sofa and it broke. It broke my toe on a sofa, and it was a plush sofa. It wasn't like a wooden sofa.
We thought you were going to say you broke the sofa.
No, I didn't break the sofa.
You wouldn't be on the receiving end of Fleur's kick, would you? £6.95. Loads of you there. If you do have that in your basket, check out. You got 3. £2.30 something each. Why hope. Ooh. Wow. There's a big carat weight here. Oh, really, really big carat weight. These are gorgeous. Have a look at these. Springtime dreams. Spring. Fleur and I were talking earlier on, actually, before we came live, about how much we love Christmas. I do love Christmas. But I do love spring as well. I really, really love spring. You know, when the flowers start coming out, you see all the little bulbs and the daffodils coming out. Fleur, you're pulling her face.
Still not Christmas.
Huh? No, it's still not Christmas.
Yeah, it's just Christmas.
Ooh. Fleur, Coral has just brought something into the studio. And then she went, I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. Springtime Dreams, I made it last night. FKGC 90. 5x4 to 9x6 millimetres in size. Peridot. Whoa. I'm sorry, but you can't bring that in the middle of me trying to do something else and not expect me to even... I'm going to guess, is that Alison Terry? Leslie, who's in the workshop right now, one of our ladies. Does she want that back? Oh my gosh. See, that's what I was talking about the guest designers doing, but on a much larger scale, 5 foot. That's incredible. I'm going to show you it in just a second. £6.95. You have 180 carats of a completely natural gemstone with the most phenomenal colour. This with your Tree of Life. Oh my God. Can you even begin to imagine? High-end Tree of Life, your peridot, 100% natural. And look how perfectly colour matched all of those gemstones are. All of them saturated with colour. They are dreamy. With your amethyst, with your citrine, your blues, your topaz, your gorgeous aquamarine. They'd look so... In fact, they go with anything peridot, don't they?
I'd put that with the tourmaline and take all the pinks out the tourmaline and make a cherry blossom tree.
Oh,
so you could make a tree,
yes,
but with
and put all the pinks in for your cherry blossom. Let me bring that right. I love cherry blossom trees. Look at those pinks in there as well. That would work perfectly, wouldn't it? Gorgeous. Okay. Amethyst nuggets. Oh, there's nice. 4 strands here. Look at that colour, Fleur.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that just dreamy? Oh, I've got so many strands here. 4 strands I've got in total. Look at that light. Oh, wow. Do you know, the thing is with amethyst as well, is a lot of the time it's very deep in colour, so you don't necessarily get all of that brilliance, all of that sparkle from within the gemstone. Generally, the lighter, the brighter. So when you're getting a lighter gemstone, you get more brilliance, you get more of that light in that gemstone. And do you know what? Holding these up there, they're just so sparkly. 4 strands, 210 carats in each strand. That's 840 carats. 840 carats of amethyst at £6.95. You have got to be kidding me. That's like, essentially, you know, with double strands, we're saying, really, that's 2 strands that you've got there. That's like 8 strands at less than £1 each. For genuine amethyst, look, oh, that's like a chandelier of amethyst you've got there. That's so, so beautiful. SHGC 93, do you want to top up your stash today? Now is the hour to do so. We're bringing you so many incredible, incredible price bundles. Well done to Kirsty in Lancashire, Lois in Florida, and Marjorie in Aberdeenshire. Collector in Surrey, Sheila in Cornwall, Sean in Leicestershire. Well done to Anne-Marie, you've got yours. Delia, Margaret, you all there, well done. Annette, Paula, Jackie, Collector in West Yorkshire, you've got yours as well. Put this with your peridot as well in your Tree of Life designs. Gorgeous, so soft in its hue, isn't it? Really, really is beautiful. SHGC 93, Mary in Hertfordshire, Liz in Midlothian, Della in Lincolnshire, you're there as well. Susan, you've got yours. Lorraine in Lancashire, you've just joined me on the telephone lines. Well done. If you've got that phone in your hand, just push your button number 1. Get through to the call centre as soon as you possibly can. You know, a couple of points of any gemstone at $6.95 is amazing, isn't it? But 840 carats of genuine amethyst. Could you get, you know, a synthetic necklace for $6.95? You know, with a few plastic beads and bits and bobs? No, probably not, could you? That's incredible. Beth, you've got yours in West Lothian. Pamela in Glamorgan, well done. Julian in Hampshire. Jackie in Rhondda, well done to you. Julian in Hampshire, you've got yours. Kathy in West Sussex. Fazalat, Collector in Greater London. 10 chances left. That's all I have. I would have been multi-buying had I been sat at home today. $6.95 for 4 strands, essentially 8. I'd have got 2, definitely. What was you thinking, Phil? If you were a fisherman, this is Phil, by the way, producer Phil. If Phil was a fisherman and he had 2 children, a boy and a girl, he would call them Rod and Annette. That's what he's thinking about while I'm, you know, doing my job and he's there supposedly producing this show for you. Do you know what? If that's what drives you to $6.95 for that many carats, you just carry on. You carry on, Phil. What would you name your boat? You need to think about that one. Oh, see, this makes me want to go on holiday. Kerry hasn't even seen the bundle yet and she wants to go anyway. Sunset Hues. 4 strands of Carnelian. Now, the colours in these all over the catwalk this season. In every ladies' fashion store that you go in right now, you'll see these hues everywhere. They are so on trend, your Carnelian hues, your gorgeous burnt oranges, your beautiful burnt reds there as well. Oh, dreamy. Sunset hues, look at that. Oh, love them. Do you know what? You've got 720 carats. 4 strands, $6.95 for 4 strands. Phil says Fleur has Carnelian hair.
I do.
You do, don't you?
I do have Carnelian hair.
I like it. That's perfect for you, this bundle here. $6.95. I would be multi-buying for this one as well, but just 36 chances. It's not going to be enough to go around. So again, do be quick. If you've already got the Amethyst bundle in your basket, why not add this to your order while you're there? But quickly check out because this is going to sell out very, very quickly. Lois in Florida says, ooh, an autumn tree of life. Yes, Lois in Florida. When can I show? Wow. Debbie in New Jersey says, my father-in-law named his first boat after his children. Larry, Sandy and Donald. He called it the LSD. That's fab. I love that. Debbie in New Jersey, by the way, I went upstairs this morning just to confirm that your hairpiece from yesterday's show is on its way. It's on its way for you, lovely. RBGC47 is your code for this, £6.95. Patsy in the West Midlands, Collector in West Yorkshire. Gloria in the West Midlands, Heather in Lincolnshire, you're there as well. Get checking out very, very quickly. RBGC47 is your code for this one. Boat names always fascinate me. You know, if you go on holiday and you go to a port or a marina and, you know, you sat there looking at boats and you see the names, I always think, where on earth did you get that name from? Because some of them are really bizarre. I've seen some really bizarre names for boats.
I call mine Lollipop and then I could sing on the good ship Lollipop all the time. And pretend I was Shirley Temple.
In Fleur's world, I love it. Fleur, can you get a boat, please?
I'd love to get a boat.
Yeah.
I've got a boat.
I've got a boat, but it's an inflatable one. I have to blow it up every time we go on holiday. Little dinghy. It's not quite the same. Sorry, Phil, I'm not listening at all. Tiger's eye. Ooh. Oh, look at these. These are gorgeous. Tiger's eye. Again, very catwalk gemstone. These are gorgeous. Tree of Life designs, again, these are perfect. Absolutely perfect for your autumnal tree of life. So you could put these in with your Carnelian, couldn't you? You could mix them together for your autumnal tree, lowest in Florida. Or you could put them in with the Tourmaline as well, again, adding those autumnal hues. 1,444 carats. Do you know what? We don't very often see tiger's eye in nugget form, do we? This is a really, really affordable way of getting a massive, massive... Whoa! Is the button stuck, or it's because Phil's too busy thinking about the name of his boat? He just keeps hitting the 695 button. LMGC70 is your code for this. Again, you've got 4 double strands there, essentially 8 strands. These nugget bundles are fantastic for topping up your stash. You know, from simple stretchy bracelets, again, to stretchy rings. You know, necklaces, whether you want to layer that look up and pop that over your chunky knit jumper in the winter. Fabulous. Against your white blouse, off to work. That's why I love nugget strands. Belinda in Buckinghamshire, Angela in Merseyside, Marie in Inverness, well done to Marjorie in Aberdeenshire, Peter and Barbara in the West Midlands, Janet, Fazalat, Della, Sissy in Oklahoma. Susan in Gloucestershire says, I'm Susan, my hubby is Paul, we call our house Napaloosa. Napaloosa. It's an anagram of our names. Napaloosa. That makes it sound really exotic, doesn't it? Napaloosa. I'm trying to think what I would call my house if I did that. I'll have to work on that tonight maybe and come back to you on Friday. Well done if you've managed to get these at $6.95. That is an absolute steal of a deal. Bargain bundles is an understatement. As to what we're doing this hour, it's bonkers, I tell you. Well done. Pre-night. Can I just say that squeak is my chair, by the way, if you heard that down my microphone. Okie dokie. Ooh. Tree of Life. Now this gemstone, my goodness me. I think the last time I saw pre-night, maybe 5 years ago on one of our sister channels. Wow. I love this gemstone. It's green. I love green gemstones, but it has the most spectacular inner glow. It's just phenomenal. And again, perfect for your Tree of Life designs. That is just gorgeous. 4 times 250 carats. That's 1,000 carats. I can do that maths at just $6.95. Not $6.95 each, $6.95 for all 4 strands that you've got there. Well done, Collector in Surrey, Majida in Essex. Well done, Yvonne, Ninetta, Jane, Annette, Heather, Della. You're there as well. Congratulations to you. What a phenomenal deal. KFGC06 is your code for this one. Well done. If you've got a phone in your hand right now, just make sure you're confirming as soon as you possibly can. Heather in Lincolnshire, Collector in Bedfordshire, you're going to have to check out. They're going to go. KFGC06 is your code for that one. Well done. Now, we have a visitor. And her name is Leslie. Hello. Leslie, my goodness, how have you had time to step away from your jewellery making? Oh, honestly.
Haven't done it for a while.
Wow.
But you asked for a tree, so I made you a tree.
Look at this. Oh, Leslie, how are you?
Not too bad.
Are you okay? You've been working hard then, I see.
Well, it took me about a month.
A month?
Make that. Yeah.
Non-stop. It's that's the biggest Tree of Life I have ever seen.
No,
it is
a Tree of Life.
It's
not a Tree of Life. It's an apple tree.
Oh.
If you see, there's garnet apples on it.
Oh my gosh, look at
and
these.
The leaves are made out of emerald.
Yeah.
What's the other?
Emerald,
chrome dioxide.
Chrome dioxide, yeah.
And
Wow.
Aventurine is on an aventurine base. It's got a clematis climbing up the trunk.
Wow.
With amethyst clematis flowers and butterflies sitting on it.
Wow. 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 You've
I went
really
the
gone
whole
to town. You have, haven't you? That is just
And that's
incredible.
about the biggest tree you can make with jewels on it, because it gets too top heavy when you go in the
That is just amazing, Leslie. That's the most phenomenal piece I think I've ever seen, and I'm sure at home you'll all agree as well. Thank you so much. That is incredible. It really, really is. Oh, we will. We'll have so many texts in now and so many compliments about that. It's stunning, isn't it, Fleur?
It's just work of art.
Oh.
Absolute work of art. You see that in the gallery.
Well, the next thing I'm going to try is a dragon.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Debbie in New Jersey sent a text in. She says, absolutely gorgeous. It's just incredible. You are such a talented lady. You really, really are. Lois in Florida says, Leslie, what a beautiful piece. It's incredible. It's just incredible. A month. A whole month. I bet you were frightened to transport this here, weren't you?
Not really, because if you drop that now...
Oh, don't.
You could just manoeuvre the wires, and it will go back. Might lose a few stones, but you just stick them and
I love that. Water off the
I mean,
back,
they're
I tell you.
robust, my teeth.
Yeah. Kalisha in Cambridgeshire says, woo, all... what does that say? Oh, wow. There we go. Wow. Hi, all. I love that tree of apple, says Leslie. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness me. Get a professional in, will you? Right, I'm going to start again. Wow. Hi, all. I love that tree of apple, Leslie. Sensational. What patience. I wouldn't have the patience to do that.
I've got rheumatism at the moment, so my sister had to do the apples.
Okay.
Because I can't get in.
Yeah.
But I did the rest.
Wow. Yeah,
I needed her help to do the tree.
That's fine. I think you should take all the credit. You put all the work in there.
There's about 2 reels of wire in it. There's 2 strands of emerald.
Yeah.
There's 2 strands of chrome dioxide. There's adventurine.
Wow.
And what else did I put in? Oh yeah, turquoise.
Wow.
You find some turquoise in there somewhere.
Oh, I can see it now. I can see it just over there, yeah. Turquoise. Paula in Cambridge, she says, wow, what a clever lady you are.
Thank you very much.
And another one from Margaret in Northamptonshire says, absolutely beautiful tree. It's just stunning. It really, Leslie, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that.
For Jewellery
Gorgeous.
Maker,
That's amazing. Wendy, make sure you give her lots of tea and biscuits.
Oh no, we've got cake for you.
Oh, cake as well.
It's my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
So I've got a birthday cake done there, and my sister's made it, and she's put Tia Maria in the chocolate icing, and vodka in the icing in the middle.
Can we have a break now? Can we just go to a break? We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Leslie, thank you so much. You enjoy your day in the workshop. Thank you so much. You too. Oh, do you know what? This has to be seen throughout the whole day. It's just incredible. I mean, look at that. It's so heavy as well. The carats of gemstone in there. Just phenomenal. Just so beautiful. Yeah. Oh, Leslie, what a love. Love her. And she's bought cake with vodka in and Tia Maria. Amazing. Okay, let's have a look at some more bargain bundles for you. Wow. Do you know, that's I'm speechless. It's incredible. That is true. Phil says that's not very good for my profession. Feathers for you now. Have a look at these. There's loads of feathers in here. This is going to be a fantastic, fantastic bundle. Have a little look at these. Wow. How many colours? 7 different colours. I love the feathers. They are gorgeous. For embellishing your handbags with, your clutch bags, your clothes, they are just beautiful. Brooches at the moment as well. Very much on trend this season, coming into winter to pop on your pashminas and your big woolen scarves, your fluffy stuff. I love them. Big cabochon on there as well, with just a plume of feathers on your pashmina. Wouldn't it look gorgeous?
Beautiful. Or you could do a wirework bird and have these like a bird of paradise because of the colours.
actual feathers. Maybe we could just put that out there. Leslie, come on, we'll have a bird of paradise, please. £27.65. So you're going to get 7 different colours, and you've got 10 pieces in each. So that's 70 of your feathers in total. So you've got your baby pink, you've got your blue, your aqua, your black, your purple, your orange, and your white in there as well. So 7 different colours you've got there. 10 in each pack. Biggest price drop of the day. I can't get over that. I really can't. £6.95. Never expected that price tag. I really, really didn't. SZGC23 is your code for this one. Phil said they're going to fly out. No one's laughing. £6.95. Well done. If you're already on those phone lines and on the web, collect it in Cardiff, Rosalina in Tyne and Weir, Florence in Newport, Christine in Powys, Josie in Suffolk. You're there as well. Congratulations to you. Nagat in Surrey, you're in. Janet in Essex, you've just joined me as well. Cushions, Fleur, interior design. Yes.
Or your dream catchers, because you need 3 for a traditional dream catcher. You need 3 feathers.
Yeah. Brilliant.
On there. So yeah.
Genius.
Use those for those. Beautiful though, aren't they? And they're lovely because they're really structured feathers as well.
Yeah. And they're really soft, you know. They're really, really soft. They're beautiful. £6.95. Dawn in Worcestershire and Janet in Essex, you've got yours in your basket. Christine, you've just got 2. That's actually 140 feathers that you're going to have. Wow, I love that. That's good maths for me, that was. SZGC23 at just £6.95. If you've got a phone in your hand, do stay where you are. And if you've got these in your basket, make sure you're checking them out. I'm thinking this blue one here with aquamarine. Some gorgeous aquamarine with this light blue feather here. Gorgeous. Maybe you're fortunate enough to have London blue topaz. You could pop that with the blues there. Any of your carnelian with your oranges if you wanted to. I like that. And anything with those black feathers. Oh, gorgeous.
Just a cheap fascinator or hair comb. Make your own little hair comb or fascinator and just wire these in, or even just glue them on. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
For all your Christmas balls, or your, you know, going to the races or something like that.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Stay at the races. Are you coming to the Snowball? Have you got your tickets yet? Fleur and I are going to be there. Oh yes. It's going to be messy. Okie dokies. Have a look. Ooh, hematite and some beading thread. Like this bundle. 2 strands of your hematite here. These are pretty. And you've got your beading thread there as well. 0800 644 655. If you've just joined us today, you've missed out on some cracking deals. Do go and have a look on the web at jewellerymaker.com. See if there's anything left that we've already brought you today. And you can get checking out. Doesn't matter how many times you come in one day, from midnight last night until midnight tonight, you've got 1 postage and packaging. You have gorgeous rice beads here. You've got your rainbow coloured hematite rice beads, 4x3mm in size. And you've got your blue coated hematite rice beads there, 4x3mm in size. And you've got 50 metres of your 0.38 building thread? Beading thread. £10 and 80. Did you know that is actually a build, that tree of life, isn't it? That's an actual build. That's like huge, and it's taken so long. Leslie, bless her, I'll have to go and say hi afterwards. Make sure you check it out as soon as you can. Your hematite, if you've got any stars already in your stash, if you've got any of the hearts in your stash, stars and hearts fly off craft stores. These are beautiful. Little spaces as well, you know, if you're making a design, maybe you could make one of these strands restranded, pop one of your little hematite stars in there, or your hematite hearts as a charm maybe. They're gorgeous as little spaces. A little bit of colour there. Beautiful lustre with that as well. And I think you could use these for Jen's pieces as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could definitely. That stretchy bracelet that you've got on, you know, the three one, you could
of course
take one of the colours out or add another colour in and have the blue in there as well.
Ooh, that
so you could do any of your bead mail with these as well, because they'd still make nice round circles.
That'd be perfect, wouldn't they? Yeah. Perfect for your bead mail. And at £6.95, you've got 2 strands. That's 55 carats. 105 carats, sorry, and 50 metres of your beading thread. And obviously beading thread, wow, that's an essential, isn't it? Essential beading thread there. So get that as well, top up your stash. In fact, there's not many times that I've seen beading thread. I haven't seen it. I've hardly had beading thread ever, I'm talking. Like in the last 6 months, I've hardly ever had a beading thread. I know it's available on the web, but that's a great opportunity to get that as well. It's like buy one strand, get a strand for free, and your beading thread for free. OAGC 43. Ooh, oh, look at these. These are huge. Look at this. Oh, look at these colours. These remind me of how Hannah was born. Guessing on Hannah was born, because she's always wearing that statement necklace, you know, really big, bold statement piece. Those are gorgeous. Very 1940s, aren't they? Very, very glamorous. You have colossal 14mm rounds here. Huge 14mm rounds. 470 carats on each strand. So that is 1,200, 1,300, around about 1,400. Around about 1,400 carats in total. That's a massive, massive carat weight. These, now our budding beader, Sue, I think it was, yes it was Sue, has had these this morning. She's been working with these. Look at this piece with the ribbon in there. Wow. I love that, Sue. That's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And some of the blue leatherette cord there as well. Perfect. Gorgeous, gorgeous design. And simply restranding these and using some spaces there as well. You can get some fantastic results with gemstones of this size, can't you?
Beautiful, aren't they? I'd wear the one with the ribbon in. I'd wear that when I go on holiday next week.
Yeah, it is holiday piece. It's that colour, isn't it? How many carats? 1,500. 1,500 carats, £17.85. Again, you know, back to basics, simple jewellery making. You could just take 2 of these gemstones and make a simple pair of earrings, and you've got a statement look. £6.95. Wow, that is incredible. 0800 644 6W5. I do this every now and then. Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I'm going to blame the air conditioning. Cole's just switched it on, and I think there's something in it. Shifting the blame. 695. I'll start that phone number again for you. 0800 644 655, or on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. Is that you controlling it in there, Phil? Ah. Debbie in Hertfordshire, Emma in Berkshire, Charlene in the West Midlands, Veronica in Greater London, Susan in Flintshire, you've got yours as well. Again, simply restranding one of these, adding some of those spaces in, the beads that we had earlier on. You're going to have a fantastic, fantastic look. The rose gold, I keep forgetting I've got them on. The rose gold, the gold and the silver, they're all going to work beautifully in with these, aren't they? Those colours are stunning. Well done. Topping up your stash today. You've had some incredible deals this hour. Do you know what? And we've got another 20 minutes of fantastic bundles to bring you. Paula, Angela, Carol in Bedfordshire, well done. Customer says, can we see a close-up of the tree? Of course you can. Look at this. Do you know what? I think it's one of those, and when Leslie pointed out about the turquoise, as soon as she said it, I was like, oh yeah, there's some turquoise. There's some turquoise. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Chromed upside in there, turquoise in there, what else? Emerald in there, garnet as the apples on the trees, adventurine in there as well. Just beautiful. I love, love, love this design. We'll have to get a little note actually to go with it, because if anybody else shows it on air, just so they know who made it. Incredible. Incredible. I've never ever seen one that huge before. It's beautiful. Love that. It is now at home. She made it just for us. Isn't that fab? Wow. Okay. Oh, Halloween. Little pumpkins. Look at these. These are so much fun. So much fun. You know, your festival jewellery, maybe, or getting the kids involved over half term, because that is only, they've got next week and then I think they break up again, don't they? Yeah. Already. Honestly, unbelievable. They're always on holiday. You have 3 strands of your beautiful shell rounds here. Look at that colour, stunning. And again, neon's very much on trend at the moment, aren't they? And that's exactly what you have here. Again, simple stretchy bracelets, or maybe using these with those huge blue gemstones that we just had. They'd look gorgeous, wouldn't they, with the blue? But again, for Halloween, if you've got the black bundle that we had earlier on, the black agate bundle to start off the show, I'm just going to get the rounds back out. Those would look fabulous together. Look at the lustre of the shell. I've never seen orange shells before. Do you know what? They're literally making my mouth water. They are so juicy. Look at that colour. They're beautiful. You have 3 strands, 8mm rounds. What's the carat weight on these, Phil? I don't have it on my screen. Oh, of course it's shell, isn't it? Listen to me. Silly me. Just testing you, Hannah. 8mm in size they are. I'm going to count out one of those strands for you. I think it's because I'm not used to seeing the orange shell. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Do you know what? There's a good 50 to 60 gemstones on each strand there. What would you do with these, Fleur?
I'd do the captive chainmail with them. So if you've got the 9mm jump rings, and then you can cage them around so they sit inside the chainmail. And they'd look lovely because then all that lovely, that sheen would just pop through every so often.
It's
I'd really love that.
Have you ever seen the orange shells before?
Never seen orange shells. I've seen blue shells.
Yeah, me too.
But I'd definitely put them with the large aqua blue that's next to you.
Yes.
Definitely, just for a real pop of colour.
That'd look fab, wouldn't they? Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely tons of you coming in for these, so well done. Florence in Newport, Belinda in Buckinghamshire, Joan, you've got yours, Julie in Buckinghamshire, Debbie in Hertfordshire, Charlene in the West Midlands, Emma in Berkshire, you've got yours as well. Congratulations to you. That's 3 strands of your shells you've got here. Such a vivid colour as well. I quite like antique bronze, I think, with the orange. Would look lovely, wouldn't it?
Would be really nice. You could do an orange tree.
Oh,
where Leslie's done apples, you could do oranges.
An orange tree. There we are, Leslie, there's your next project. £6.95. Susan in Flintshire, well done, you've got yours. Emma, well done. Charlene, collect it in Mid Glamorgan. Fazal, well done, collect it in Lancashire. Lynn in Tyne and Weir. In fact, if this is Leslie's Tree of Life, can you imagine what that dragon's going to be like?
Full size.
Scary. ZSGC21 is your code for these. They're really beautiful, aren't they? Simple stretchy bracelets. Gorgeous. 20 in baskets. 20 in baskets. Just to remind you, you haven't done it until you have completed your checkout. If you leave something in your basket for a while, you do risk losing out to telephone bidders, because they can come in on the phone lines, they can confirm with the call centre, and things can disappear from your baskets. It's all about confirmation here at Jewellery Maker on the web, so do make sure you're confirming. Dawn in Worcestershire, Hilary in County Durham, Elaine in Greater Manchester, you're there as well. Hilary, you've just got 2, well done. Ruth in Hampshire, you've just got yours on the telephone lines. What a fabulous colour. £6.95. Another message. Sue in Kent says, thanks for showing the bead tree again. Just been diagnosed with the big C, and you all keep me company through the dark days, so thank you all. Oh, Sue. Sue, stay tuned. Do you know what? We'll get you through. We'll try and cheer you up. We'll bring you great deals and the best of luck on your journey as well. And we'll be there with you, holding your hand. £6.95. Right, Philip. Bargain bundles. Oh, the pink ones. Oh my gosh. Where have these colours come from? I've never ever seen, brand new, never seen the orange ones, never seen the pink ones before. Wow. And again, with the shell, you've got that lustre, haven't you? The way that the light plays with the gemstone, you've got that beautiful lustre from the surface of your shells there. They are stunning. 8mm in size. Again, I'll just give you a rough count. I'm guessing they're going to be about the same. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, about 50 gemstones approximately on one strand you've got there. Straight down to £6.95. I mean, you're going to get noticed. Look, they're neon. They are absolutely neon. You're going to get noticed wearing something like this, aren't you? Bit of amethyst with these would look nice, wouldn't it?
Really nice. Best thing about this colour is it gives everybody a lovely tan. even when you haven't got a tan, because it's so lovely on the skin.
Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? It really is. It's going to go with any skin tone beautifully. They are so pink. Phil just said, whoa, they're a really strong pink. They are. They're fantastic as well. Sue has made some more jewellery using these actually today. You know, if you wear, and I do, you probably notice, wear a lot of black, safe. But you can really transform an outfit with something like this and really add that splash of colour, can't you?
Definitely.
Love them. £6.95. Collector in Cardiff. Gail in Avon, you've got 2. Congratulations. Sylvia in Kent. Florence, you're back in Newport. Andrea in Kent, you're back in. Well done. Lots of you actually coming in for these have already been in so many times this hour already, and you've just taken advantage of that 1p&p. They're fantastic. Sue again. Oh, Sue's just used jump rings. Small clusters of jump rings. 3 jump rings every 3 gemstones. How effective is that? You know, a little bit of luster there, breaking the gemstone up. I love that. That's gorgeous. Oh, it wasn't Sue, it was Fiona. Sorry, Fiona. I'm giving Sue the credit for this one. It was Fiona, Budding Beader Fiona. They really are gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. Lots of you multi-buying there. Margaret, you've got 2. Zena in Greater London, you've got 2. Gail in Avon, you've got 2 as well. Well done. If you want to multi-buy, please feel free to do so. And do you know what? This is the best time to be multi-buying when we're bringing you deals like this. Okie dokies. Let's have a look. Topaz. Do you know, we had some topaz a few days ago, and it's phenomenal because you've really got the blues in here as well. You know, this isn't just white topaz, you've got some gorgeous blue hues in here. So for any of your kind of Ice Queen designs, you know, in your tiaras or your Ice Queen, not ice cream film. So ice cream designs, Ice Queen designs. Maybe you're going to a fancy dress party, you can dress up as an ice cream. You can really see the blues in here as well. So I think these are great for hair pieces like that, you know, your hair combs and tiaras. They're beautiful. You've really got those gorgeous blues in there, haven't you? You've got 3 strands in total, 175 carats in each. That's 525 carats. Topaz is a fantastic gemstone for brightness because, again, it holds all that light. Because it's such a light gemstone in colour, it holds all that light. It gives you the best sparkle. It really does. It's magical, isn't it? Oh, is that all we've got? Oh, it's not going to be enough, is it? In fact, this will go with any of the gemstones that we've brought to you today. Any of them. BVGC89 is your code. Do you know what? Already there's enough of you with these in your baskets to make them sell out. You need to be checking out as soon as you can. 0800 644 655. Again, nuggets, they're perfect. You're creating a tree of life design. And I'm going to call it, well, what did Leslie call it now? An apple tree. It's not a tree of life, it's an apple tree of life. You could do something very similar with these topaz. I mean, that's just stunning, isn't it? Oh, that's going to be the talk of JM for like the next year or so, at least. And in fact, every time we have someone new tune in, they'll be asking about it. I bet. It's fabulous, isn't it? Last chance. Well done. Okay. Lapis. Do you know, the gold beads that we had would look fab. Have a look. Oh, look at the gold. In fact, I'm glad I'm wearing this bracelet because it's a great way of you seeing what different colours go with your lapis. I know a lot of you go for gold. That's exactly why I'm wearing it, Kerry. A lot of people go for gold, don't they? Because of your pyrite inclusions within your lapis, gold does really complement it beautifully. It almost gives it an Egyptian look, doesn't it? So these beads, again, in with your lapis, if you just wanted to simply restrand this again, basic jewellery making, simply restrand it, have that in a bracelet or have that in a necklace, it will look beautiful, won't it? NYGC29 is your code for this one. Again, I've got 3 strands, and they are double strands. What do you use your nuggets and chips for, Fleur? Do you do tree of life designs, don't you?
I tend to use them in my resin a lot. I tend to put them in resin because they look really beautiful when they're in resin. Really,
of course.
Like,
when we had that resin show, you did put labradorite, didn't you, in the resin?
Because it magnifies them, so it makes, you can see all the inclusions so beautifully. But no, I really like using these just as standalone necklaces, and tie a knot in them, because I wear a lot of those kind of necklaces. They're great holiday jewellery, because if you take some open jump rings, you can double it up and have it as a shorter necklace, or wrap it around your wrist quite a few times, and then connect it with a jump ring to have a big cuff of. So yeah, they're great for that. I just restrand them and put put a crimp on them so that they're nice and secure.
They're beautiful, aren't they? And they are so blue. They really, really are. Lapis Trio. How many carats do we have, Phil? 2, 4, 6. 870 carats. 870 carats, 5x2 to 14x3 millimeters in size. Lots of you checking out today. You've done an incredible job this hour. It's like being the 6.95 hour, I think. Message from Christine. In Kent, love and best wishes to Sue. Same for me 6 years ago, ×2 tumours. Jewellery Maker helped me so much. Now clear and selling jewellery. That's really, really good news. Really good news, Christine. Sending you lots of love too. I'm so glad that we keep you going. I really am. It is entertaining, especially when Fleur's here, I have to say. Could we see the back of the pink necklace, please? Of course you can, Lois in Florida. Apologies. Have a look. It's pretty, isn't it? Gorgeous. Love that. That would look nice with my little black dress. So it would, Fiona. Budding reader. Love that. Okay, Fleur's challenge, of course.
I am the challenge. It's just me.
She's a challenge for us. Wow. We're giving a ruby, emerald and sapphire? No? Woo! Oh, look at these. Do you know what? I'm sure I had these a couple of weeks ago. Maybe not even that long ago. And they were so popular. You went nuts for these. Do you know what? They're just so sizable that one of those in a simple bracelet, you could put macrame design, kimihimo design, anything you like, you could pop that in. You could glue that. It was so sizable. You could glue that to one of the necklace collars, one of the leather nappers. They are humongous. Your black stripe quartz, every single one is different. Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness, other stouts are available. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 individual gemstones. Oh, it looks like there's a tree in this one. Oh, durable. Look at this one. Can anyone else see the snowy tree? Oh, brilliant. Can you see it, Fleur?
I can see the snowy tree.
Thank you.
I can also see a dandelion when it goes to seeds.
Yeah, and you have to blow it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's so pretty. I think that one's my favourite. I love that one. Really magical. 900 carats. We're at £9.95. They are 35 millimetres in size. Fleur, what are you thinking with these?
No idea. Not a clue.
I love that. Bit of honesty. I love it. No, she's not going to say, well, just think about it. No idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm
going to make them into I'm going to do a statement necklace. I think I use 3 as like a big pendant with lots of chain.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and do a wire work something on the front of one. But with my limited wire work knowledge, it may not get seen. Because I'm not very good with wire. I'm not an amazing wire worker.
You are. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
£9. If Linda can do it, you can do it as well. £9.95. WDGP 46 is your code for this one. Rosalind and Tynan Weir, well done. Nagat in Surrey Urine. Mary in Inverness, Isabel and Angus. That's the thing, they're so sizable. You could do some wire writing across these, no problem at all. Can you really personalise them? One of those in a long drop in a pendant, gorgeous. If you've got a phone in your hand right now, confirm as soon as you can, and if you've got them in your basket, do remember to check out. I'm going to hand those over to our Fleur. We're going to have a break now, but we will be back with another kit for you and some more design inspiration from our Fleur. So I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Bishek has been mining for amber. In fact, let's not call it mining. He's been netting for amber for 43 years. We're standing on the edge of the Baltic Sea. And many years ago, and we're not sure exactly when, but around 25 to 30 million years ago, out here was a huge big forest. Nobody knows exactly what the trees were, what variety of trees that formed the amber. Pliny the Elder had his own ideas. Scientists, gemologists, botanists, all sorts of professions have had their own theories over the years. But just out here is where the amber actually formed. And the day after a storm, if it's been a windy evening, the miners, the gem hunters, they come down very early, some 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and try and beat everybody else to the few pieces of amber that wash themselves onto the shore.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Did you know that no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one postage and packaging fee?
Learn great techniques with this fantastic DVD, Extruder Edition 1. Join guest designer Debbie Bulford and presenter Ed McKay and start creating new, exciting and colourful pieces of polymer clay using the multifunctional extruder tool. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Kerry just said, you two look like you're up to no good. When we're together, nightmare. Have a look at my next kit that I've got coming up for you. If you've just tuned in, you've missed out on some incredible deals today. Do have a look on the website, see if there's anything still available. This kit coming up for you now is fabulous. Now, which bit are we doing first, Phil? Because I do understand I've got the pearls and the jump rings first. Look at these. Love them. They are just adorable, these strands of pearls. They're so, so delicate. They are gorgeous. You've got these beautiful gold pearls, the bronze ones in there. Bronze? Yeah. Are we calling these bronze? Yes, bronze, 4x3mm. Do you know what? I think it's the aircon over here.
It might be me you're allergic to.
Possibly. Your champagne freshwater culture pearls there. Excuse me. 4x3mm in size. I think it is you, Fleur.
I think it is me.
I'm just joking. Your white potato pearls there at 4x3mm in size. Completely natural. Sorry about that. Just had to have a little cough there. Black freshwater culture pearls. Your rice beads, 3 by 2 millimeters in size. Your bronze potato pearls at 4 by 3. Your champagne culture pearls at 4 by 3, and your white potato pearls at 4 by 3 millimeters in size. 4 strands of genuine pearls you've got. They are gorgeous. Then some more jump rings. These are beautiful. 40 of your gold plated 925 sterling silver open jump rings. Did I say 40? We've got 50. Oh no, I've got 2 packs. I beg your pudding. So you've got 2 packs of your 9mm jump rings. That's 40 pieces in total. And you've got 50 of your 5mm jump rings as well. Right. Fleur, is it just me? No, it is just me. Don't worry. Is it just me? Yes, check my graphicals. Yes, it is just me. Ignore me. Sterling silver, gold plated. Sterling silver, gold plated. We are looking at high-end jump rings. And you know what? You've got 4 high-end strands here with the pearls. You couldn't use anything less, could you, Fleur?
No, you couldn't. This is the most perfectly put together kit for me. This is just amazing. Everything works because it's chainmail earrings. You don't want them too big. Everything works just so beautifully, and the gold is just so lustrous and divine.
Isn't it just? They are beautiful. Do you know, and I really, really think that we don't have enough pearls of this size. No, they are beautiful, aren't they? They are gorgeous. £37.95. Now, we're always telling you to do your research here at Jewellery Maker. Even if you went and had a look anywhere else for a strand of pearls of this size, I don't think you'd find them anywhere near £37.95. I really, really don't. They are just beautiful. Bridal, again, because they're so delicate, aren't they?
With all the chips and nuggets bundles that we've just done, these would work beautifully with those as well, because you'd have that hint of pearl in there as well. But I just sat looking at them for ages thinking, how do they drill them?
That's a good point. So I
mean, you must have fabulous eyesight to be able to drill these. They're just beautiful.
I couldn't do that. They are stunning. They really, really are. And I'm just going to give you a rough idea of how many we've got on these strands, because they are small. You're going to get a lot on there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's at least 100 on that one strand, isn't there? You know, we're looking at a good few hundred pearls in total there. They are timeless, classic gemstone, you know. No matter what your age, everybody can pull pearls off, can't they? You know, with any outfit as well, they just go. They're gorgeous. Well done to Sharon in Essex, Elizabeth in Warwickshire, you've got yours as well. In fact, you know, Fleur, I think earrings with these as well, just perfect, because they are so delicate, aren't they?
They are. I mean, I've done 2 pairs of earrings where I've not done any chainmail, I've just used the actual pearls, the ones right on the very end, the hoops, and then the ones with using the chain that comes in the second part of the kit. And literally all I've done is just used beading thread, and they just, I mean, I just adore them. Every single one of these pairs of earrings, I'm going to get this kit, if there's any left, and I'm going to make every single pair to take away with me, because I just love them. They're precious, and the pearls are even more precious than the precious part of this is the pearls, because they're just stunning. And I had so many left. I mean, I made the necklace that's left, that with what was left over, and I've still got, if I bring this over and put it over the overhead, I've still got all those as well.
Wow. The thing is as well, because of the size of these, they're going to go really, really long way. I mean, you've really maximised what you've got in this kit as well by making earrings. They're just gorgeous, Fleur. They really are. I love these.
And they're the most simplest ones to make. And they are so, they're so striking.
They really are.
They're very, like, designer-esque, aren't they?
Definitely, definitely. It is kind of that less is more.
It is,
with this kit, I think, isn't it? Because, you know, especially when you've got pearls, sometimes, I mean, a lot of you I know won't put them with anything else. It might be that you just throw one tanzanite into a strand of pearls. But with pearls, generally, is all about the pearls, isn't it? It really, really is. And that's exactly what we've achieved with this kit here. Really, really high-end. Fleur, we'll talk about the hoops because there's more pearls in those earrings than anything else. And you know, if you were to resell those on using solid sterling silver, what kind of price tag would you sell those at?
They would have to be, with them being sterling silver, 9 carat gold over the top, about £35, £35 to £45 just for that one pair.
Wow, that's really affordable.
And I've used very few, and it's just a really simple technique of just a small bit of ladder weave at the top, just to cross the wires over, and then just 2 of the beads that come in the next part of the kit. I think all those pairs, every pair of earrings, I mean the ones next to the hoops, the big towel flower that we're going to do in a minute, I think all, not those, but the rest of them would be about £35 a pair.
Wow.
And then obviously those ones, they'd have to be about, I probably wouldn't sell them for any less than 50, those ones, because of the amount that's in there.
Definitely, those are gorgeous. So actually, do you know what, I'm focusing all on the earrings and thinking you've got a lot left. You've still managed to get all of these pearls into this design as well. Yeah,
so that was just another random one that I made myself do.
Isn't that gorgeous?
There's loads left. There was loads. I mean, the title was chainmail earrings, but I thought I just wanted to show how much I had left and what parts of the second part of the kit, you know, with the findings that I had left as well. But you know, if I had this at home, I would literally do what you're going to do, and I'd make a cuff and get one of the big 6-strand silver slider clasps, and I'd do 6 strands of pearls in a cuff.
That would look so gorgeous, wouldn't it? Really elegant. Lots of you with that in your basket, do make sure that you're checking out. I'm going to bring you the second part of the kit. Again, you know, if you're working with pearls, it's got to be 925, absolute minimum of 925, because it is such a high-end gemstone. And I know that the price tags that we bring you here at Jewellery Maker, you think, it's not a high-end gemstone. If you look anywhere else at the price tags that pearls can command, I think you'll be shocked and amazed. You really will. Now in this kit, it's all 925 and it is gold plated as well. So again, you know, this is as good as it gets. 925 with gold plating there, so high end. You've got your findings pack here. You've got your head pins in there, your ball head pins in there. Again, when you're working with sterling silver, you can really feel the quality, you can see the quality, you can really feel the difference the more and more that you work with it. You've got your ball head pins there, 40mm with a 2mm ball there, 20 pieces of those you've got in there. You've got your tiny little spacer beads here. You are going to get, let's have a look, 40 pieces of those. 40 pieces, and they are 3mm in size. They're gorgeous. You've got your 8-inch length there of your chain. That's so high end, so high end. 8 inches in length. Just double checking on my graphicals there. Yes, 8 inches. You've got one of those. You've got some more head pins there, and you've got 2. I'm just looking for the number. 40 pieces again, is it? Oh no, I've got 20 of one and 40 of another. It says on my graphicals. Fabulous. That's a lot of head pins, actually. You've got, look at this toggle clasp here. That's gorgeous. And in fact, you can multi-buy this kit as well. You know, if you've got some tanzanite at home or some other pearls that you want to put these with, some sapphires, these are perfect. It's a really high-end clasp fastening that you've got there, actually. And you've got your lobster claw clasp there as well, if you'd rather use that. On your bracelet, and again, it doesn't have to be a bracelet. Fleur has used the chain for the earrings, which I love, so it's entirely up to you what you want to do there. You've got your jump rings in there, you've got your crimps, you've got your crimp covers, and you've got 2 pairs of your shepherd's hooks there as well. So you have 45 pieces in total that are all gold plated, 925. You've got to get this. If you've got the kit, you've got to get this as well. 105 pieces. 105 pieces in total for £21.95. 0800 644 655. You've got to add this to your order. I mean, we're so high end. Did you say about £30, £35 per pair?
£35 per pair, yeah.
Per pair. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pairs of earrings and a necklace and a lot of pearls left over. It's a no-brainer. You've got your money back on one pair of earrings.
Yeah, and I've still got some of these sterling silver, the little beads left as well, and 2 head pins and the T-bar from my toggle clasp, and a couple of crimps and crimp covers I've got left over. I just had to stop when I ran out of head pins to make pairs of earrings with.
That's such a lot, isn't it? It really, really is. So you've got 2 pairs of your shepherd's hooks there. You've got 3 of your open jump rings. You've got 20 of your 925 silver ball head pins at 40 millimetres. You've got 15 pieces of your ball head pins with a 2 millimetre ball. You've got 40 pieces of your sterling silver head pins. Oh no, beg your pardon. Sterling silver spacers at 3 millimetres. You've got an 8-inch length of chain there. You've got your crimp covers. You've got your crimps. You've got 45 pieces. Lobster claw fastening, toggle clasp I missed out there as well. There's loads. There's absolutely loads. And again, essential, if you've got those high-end gemstones, I mean, wherever you can, they're all genuine gemstones that we bring you here. Wherever you can, use 925. But if your budget won't let you stretch to every gemstone, it's got to be with these pearls. It really does. Well done. Lots of you there that have checked the kit out already are checking this out as well. So well done. Just look at that. Even by itself, how pretty does that look?
Do you know, if you had nieces and aunts and girlfriends, you know, you could do each single one of a pair of earrings, different pair of earrings for Christmas, and that's your Christmas presents sorted. Just get some little organza bags to pop them in. Yeah. And that's all you need, isn't it? I mean, a beautiful pair of gold and pearl earrings. Yeah. You'd be the bestest friend going for you.
You definitely would. Andrew in Dorset, Maureen in Kent, Elizabeth in Warwickshire, Collector in South Yorkshire, you've got yours as well. Eleanor in Barcelona, Daisy. Eleanor, what are you going to do when you're on the workshop and you can't watch all day?
Eleanor will. She'll use her
phone. She'll have her phone in the workshop and watch at the same time.
What workshops are you coming over for?
I think...
Are you going to do my chainmail one?
Oh, do you know? I think it is.
Is it? Are you going to do
Have you got 2 days?
Yes.
I think Eleanor's here for both of yours. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. What dates are they?
28th and 29th. My mum's coming on the beginners one.
Is she?
Yes, yep.
Do you know what? I did say, didn't I, months and months ago, that I would come on that beginners one, and I haven't done it. If there's any spaces left, I'm going to come. As long as I'm not here, then I would definitely do that. I'll just sit at the other side of the room.
It's sold out. Both of them. Sorry. You do the Christmas one.
Can I just not come in anyway?
Yeah, of course you can.
There you go. I've got Fleur's permission, it's fine.
Yeah.
£21.95. ZWGC 57. What date is it again? 28th?
No, it's the Wednesday and Thursday. 28th and 29th. 28th is the beginners and 29th is Persian and Japanese.
I am off both them days. Yes. Brilliant.
Come in.
Gate
crash. See us.
Yay!
We'll make you chainmail earrings and then...
Brilliant. Sounds good to me.
Go with me down in the lift. Entertain everybody.
Yeah, if anybody can make us some vodka Tia Maria cake, that would be great as well. Leslie's made some today. Right then, Fleur.
Okay, we're going to do the Tao flower.
Okay, fantastic.
Which is spelled T-A-O.
Okay.
And I was calling it Tao flower, but apparently that's it's not right. It's Tao flower.
I'm sure lots of people get it wrong, don't they?
Yeah. So what we need to do, we use the 9mm jump rings for this. So you've got 40, so you can make 2, and then you have 2 left over, which I've used in a separate earring. So what you need to do is, there's 3 layers to this. So it is quite, it's not a beginner weave, but if you do it slowly, you'll be able to follow it, and it's no problem. So what we need to do is open one of our 9mm jump rings, and we're going to add on 2 closed jump rings. Okay. Before we close this jump ring up, this black jump ring here is going to come over the front and back through the first jump ring, so it sits like a little halo on the top. Okay, and close that one up. Now, before we do anything else, we're just going to add another jump ring through there to double it up. So the first layer we always double up. Tangled it up, not doubled it up. There we go. So we've now just popped another one exactly through the same route as that one. So now we've got 1 jump ring. This is going to be our middle jump ring. And now we've got 2 jump rings with a halo. Okay? And we're going to do that again. So we're going to take 1 open jump ring, pop it through our centre jump ring, pop a closed jump ring onto the side that's facing towards you.
Yeah.
Bring it around the front and back through the same jump ring so it sits like a halo again. Close that one up, and again double that jump ring up so you've got 2 in its place.
Okay.
And then last one on this layer, exactly the same. Pop your open jump ring through the middle, place your closed jump ring on the end that's pointing towards you, bring the end through, and all I've done to create that halo is just bring it back through the same jump ring, and it sits then like a little halo on top, which is why we need these larger jump rings, because with the smaller jump rings there's not enough room to actually do that. Okay, and then to finish it off exactly the same as the other 3, we double that up. So now we've got this shape. Okay, so that's the first layer done. Okay, and that takes 10 jump rings to do that layer. Now some people do just leave it at that layer and it still looks really lovely as it is like that. But we're going to put on now the second layer. So we need 3 closed jump rings and 3 open jump rings for the next layer. And what we're going to do is the halo rings we're going to connect together.
Okay.
So we're going to go through the halo rings and then add on a closed jump ring again to the side that's facing you, and once again make that into a halo ring. So bring it back through, and so it sits in the middle, and close. Now on the second layer we don't add another jump ring, we just leave it as a single layer. So now we're going to go to the next 2 halo rings, which are here and here, and we're going to do exactly the same on these 2. So we're going to collect those 2 up, pop on our closed jump ring, go back through the halo so it sits on top, and close. And then the last one, again our last two halo rings from the first layer are here and here. I'm going to go through those 2 halos, and then before we close with the side that's facing you, pop your closed jump ring on and bring it through and create. So that's our second layer. Do you want to?
Fab,
Before I do the third layer.
Kim in Oxford is texting us now. She says, hi ladies, loving today's show. I'm coming to the workshop on the 29th and I can't wait. It's my birthday present to myself.
I can't wait to
Yes,
see
Kim, we need to have cake.
Yes.
Birthdays, got to have
lots of
cake.
birthday
It's an
cake.
absolute must. Have a look at these jump rings for you. Oh my gosh, there's a lot here. Wow. There's loads. Have we got 200 here?
199 now.
Yeah, to be exact. Have a look at these. Now, these are the 7mm jump rings. There's so much luster. Those are fantastic, aren't they? 200. Again, 7mm jump rings, Fleur. They're going to go a long way, aren't they?
They are. They're great. They're great for all your Persian and Japanese weaves. You can do. I mean, you can do most weaves with any size. It just makes it more open.
Yeah.
But no, you again, like we said before, 120 to 150 for a Byzantine bracelet or a box weave bracelet for 7 inches. You've still got 50 left over to do a pair of earrings with if you needed to.
Fabulous. That's fantastic, isn't it? So pretty much the size of the jump ring when it comes to chainmail depends on how tight the design is.
Yeah. So when we do the jump rings at Jewellery Maker, we always say the outer diameter.
Yeah.
So these are made on 1mm wire, which means the inner diameter for these ones is 5mm because you've got 2mm, one either side, that creates the 5mm inner diameter. And chainmail patterns are designed on inner diameters and aspect ratios. But we don't get into aspect ratios because it's it gets a bit too complicated. You don't need to know too much about them. But yeah, it's basically how many jump rings you can get into the gap and it still hold its form.
Right.
So if you wanted to do a simple 2-into-1 bracelet, so you just link 2 jump rings into one, you could do that with a 5mm jump rings. With this size, you could do 4-in-1 because you can get 4 jump rings either side to make it so you can in effect get nearly 8 jump rings through there because you've got that space through the middle. Oh, sorry, 6. So you do a 3-in-1 with a 6 either side. So yeah, it's all down to the inner diameter with the chainmail. but these are perfect. These are great for learning with as well.
They are, aren't they? And do you know what? They're so well made as well, aren't they, our jump rings? They're brilliant. Yeah. They really are fantastic. We're at £6.95, by the way, for 200 jump rings. Not just your chainmail, but they are an essential part of your kit. You know, when it comes to making earrings and necklaces and bracelets, they're essentially used as connectors. So you do really, really need these. So that's a great way of topping up your stash there. 80JD84 is your code for this one. 0800 644 655, or on the web today at JewelleryMaker.com. It has been so busy this afternoon. Don't hang around. If you see a deal and you really love it and you want it, just get it home. You do get a 30-day money-back guarantee with every single purchase here. Kirsty in Lancashire says, hi all, I think I'm becoming a penniless recluse watching your show all the time. I can't seem to help myself with the great deals. Love, Kirsty. Sorry.
I'm the same.
Yeah, if you're not here, you're buying.
I'm buying. Can't help it. So you need one of those addiction meetings to go to.
Well, there is a help group on Facebook, apparently. I've still yet to find it. I always forget when I'm on Facebook. Yeah, but there is a help group. But the thing is, I mean, what do you do?
But they're too amazing to leave here. You
Yeah,
have to get them home.
exactly. Becomes a need, doesn't it? Not a want.
And do you know what? Sometimes I do. I'll buy sort of like 10 strands. I go, well, I'll send 3 back that I don't like, and I get them, and I can't send them back.
You like them all?
I like them all too
that would
much.
be me.
Yeah,
that
so
would totally be me.
They have to stay, which is why I've now got a workshop and a storage room. And the kids don't have a playroom anymore.
You're going to have a spare house soon. Spare house just for storage.
Well, Mark is on about putting one of those big log cabins in the garden and chucking me out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You know, he probably wants his baths back, doesn't he?
Probably does,
it's full of jump rings.
It is full of jump rings.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so this is what we've got now. So we've done our second layer.
Yeah.
So the second layer we used the green and the blue jump rings there. Now for the third and last layer, you just need 3 open jump rings, and we're going to go back to these double jump rings that we added on first. And again, if you just remember the little sort of like rule of thumb for this one, it's always connecting the halo jump rings together.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is going to open the pair of jump rings up, and we can see inside, you can see the 2 green jump rings there, which are our halos. All we're going to do is collect those 2, and only those 2, in the middle of the pair. Okay, and close that one up, and then move around to the next pair, open those 2 up, and again you can see the green jump rings in the middle, which are our halo rings, and connect those. Now this last layer sometimes can be a little bit fiddly to get in between the actual pair of the first layer, but just if it doesn't go in the first couple of times, just pop it down, do something else, take a big deep breath and come back, because sometimes when you're trying to force it through, it can push it out of shape. So just leave it, do something else, and then come back to it. And then the last one goes in the last pair.
Okay.
And we just connect the 2 green jump rings together inside the V. There we go. And close.
Look at that.
And that is your. Now on these ones, obviously it doesn't stay as because it's a little bit looser then. But that's basically 19 jump rings that makes that beautiful tower flower.
It looks so more complicated
but
than
it's
what you've
not.
just done.
It's just 3 layers. The most complicated part is making sure you've got the halo ring actually going back through the same jump ring to make that little halo. Once you've got that technique, then you can do this weave, and then this weave leads on to lots of other weaves that have got the same technique within it. And then what I did is I made a beady bead that goes in the middle. So just what I did with a beady bead, because obviously the pearls are quite small, you can't get your thread through them too many times. For the actual bead that crosses through, I've used the gold spacer beads because they've got more room in there. So that is just using, excuse the cuts on my hand, I've got bare metal on Sunday and I've been sawing, and I managed to saw my finger twice.
Hard working hands.
They are, so then when you do your little beady bead, and I'll just use the silver one that I had here, and then basically all you need to do is just tie it onto the back.
Okay.
So just pop it through and it sits. What you can do if you've got a larger pearl is you can sit it in a larger gemstone into the middle, and then that is all you do. And then because you've got lots of large jump rings behind, all you need to do then is just choose 2 jump rings, go round them a few times, and then just weave these 2 ends of monofilament backwards and forwards, and then tie it into a little knot, and that sits in there perfectly. And then because we don't use that last 20th jump ring, because your earring is now facing the correct way, just pop your earring finding onto this one. And I've used the actual earring findings. I'm going to show you in a minute how to make earring findings out of your head pins. But these ones, I've used the actual proper ones that come out of the kit. So, but you can use either. You know, you can make your own, or you can use either. But that's those earrings, and like I say, for very minimal jump rings and a few pearls in these spacer beads, I think they're beautiful, and they'd be great.
They're fab, aren't they?
If someone made those and gave them to me as a present, I'd be over the moon.
Hint, hint. Now these pliers that I have for you now are all because of Fleur. She's a bit of a diva. Now these are probably the best pliers for chainmail, aren't they? For helping you out, an extra pair of hands. These were bought for Fleur. By us here at JM. They are fantastic. If you've not seen them before, not had them before, we had them, I think last time I was with you, we had these Claire, actually, yes. The 90-degree bent chain nose pliers you've got here. As many of you will know already that have the Zero range, the Zero range are built for precision. You know, the tips on all of the pliers that you have are really, really fine, so it allows you to get into some really tight spaces. So with these, for holding any of your chainmail piece, if you need to get back into something, it's really, really handy for just getting in holding. Even with the smaller jump rings, they're fantastic. Also, as I know you've said before, Fleur, because they are so fine, they don't cover a lot of the jump ring, do they? If you're opening and closing a jump ring, they don't cover too much of the jump ring. With thicker pliers, they tend to cover more of that area, so you can't really see what you're doing. You've got one ready, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just literally picked this one up. So, with these bent nose pliers, do you know, I still haven't managed to get them because I couldn't find them on the website, and they sold, all the ones that we had sold when we were on the show. So there's 2 ways to use these pliers. You can use them as they are, like this, so we're using the ends as like your tweezers. But what you can do as well is you can use the back as well, so you can use more of your surface area. So if you've got a really substantial jump ring, like I'm thinking of the square profile jump rings that we do, that are a lot thicker, you want a lot more of the plier onto them, you can use the back. If you decide that your chainmail weave needs a little bit of a helping hand because you haven't closed the jump ring properly, you can go in and pick up one of those middle jump rings. So they're so precision, whereas you can't do that because you'd have to get you'd have to have that angle like that. And then you haven't got
Makes it more awkward,
the most. You can't use your pliers as you would do normally. So these are absolutely brilliant, and just the way that they're shaped and the handles that they have. They are so soft on your hands, so you're not going to cause any calluses and that. You can chainmail to your heart's content for hours.
They're fab, aren't they? And those of you that have any of the Zero range actually know how good they are. If you go onto FIFO, there are lots of reviews for different items you can find on there as well. So maybe if you did want to have a look at a few reviews before you purchase, that's absolutely fine. Go and have a look on FIFO. Again, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you get these home, you think, actually, I'm fine with the ones I've got, send them back, no quibble, money back guarantee. But you know what? I really, really think that once you start using them, you're not going to be able to go back to using anything else, because more often than not, that is exactly what we're hearing from all of our guest designers here at JM. They are fabulous. Sophie in Hampshire, you've got 2. Zena in London, you've got 2. In fact, there's quite a few of you multi-buying there. Take advantage of that price tag. Well done if you've got those.
They're really good for wire work as well. So if you want to push your weaves together, you can really push it together with those because you can get into the tight spaces.
Of course.
So yeah, they're great for wire work.
They're fabulous, aren't they? Well done if you've got those. If you do have them in your basket, just make sure you check out, as Fleur said, she's tried to get them a couple of times, not been able to. Good chance you may not be able to get them again today, Fleur. Sorry.
I'm about to chuck a diva strop.
She does that quite often.
Yeah, I do. I don't. If my mum's watching, I don't. Oh. I do sometimes. Okay, so in the kit, you only get 2 pairs of earrings. But you get lots of head pins. So if nobody's ever made their own earring findings before, head pins are absolutely perfect. And there's a really, really simple, you can put loops on the ends and things like that, but there's a really simple way of making just your head pins into earring findings. Now, I don't know if, do you know the pack of 20 that comes by itself, that's separate to the, I think they're slightly longer than the ones that come in the findings pack. I think. Okay. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. But if they are, use the longer ones if they are. I'm not quite sure. What you need to do is either using your baling pliers or your round nose pliers, whichever ones you want to use. The first thing you need to do is make a little loop on the ball ends, which there's then going to use, you're going to use to attach your earring to. All you need to do for that is just bend it, and because this is sterling silver with 9 carat gold, it's so simple, and all you're going to do is just make that lovely little end shape that then you can then open and close this like a jump ring and pop your jump ring onto there. Now to make the actual shepherd's hook itself, I'm going to go down to my 4th biggest mandrel on my pliers, but if you were going to use your round nose pliers, go right down to the very bottom. Yeah. And all you need to do is bend it all the way around. Now when you get to there, when you get to that point, can you see how it's going to go straight and down? Yeah. What you need to do is go past, because metal has that memory, just go past it slightly so you get that more traditional shepherd's hook look. And then you can always go back in and squish it and almost like cross them over. And they're not going to snap on you because they are, although they are, you know, they look quite fragile, they're not at all. So that's now the bit that's going to go through your ear. And then to finish it off, to stop it coming back out of your ear if it gets caught in your hair, all we need to do on the very end here is going to give a little kick out on this little end bit there. So just bend that part out very slightly so that it goes through your ear better and it doesn't pull straight back out. If I just hold it.
Do you know, looking at that, you'd never know that wasn't an already made one out of our packs, would you?
No, and they're so simple to use. Yeah. If you're going to use your round nose pliers, what I suggest is once you find a section on your round nose pliers that you like the size of that loop, put a little mark on there with a permanent marker, just so you know that every single one's the same. When you're using your baling pliers, I don't have to make two. Usually with your round nose pliers, you make two at the same time so that they're exactly the same. But with your baling pliers, you don't have to do that because that mandrel is always the same. You could use your, do you know the mandrels that come in the Jewellery Maker pack? You can use a smaller mandrel of that, or a pen, or if Claire's watching, a mascara. She uses a mascara for everything. But that's how you make all your earring findings, and you can use them out of any of the ball head pins. I mean, that's what. Then when I first saw them, I went, oh, there's only 2 pairs of earrings. And I thought, oh, lovely. You have to make them. That's what Pip's put more head pins in for. So that's how you actually make your actual shepherd's hook. And then to attach your chainmail section, all you need to do is open that out a little bit and slot that over the top and close it back up. Now, if you wanted to, you could give this a gentle hammer, but I would only hammer it with a nylon hammer. So you know the 5-head interchangeable hammer that we've got, the little nylon one, I'd just hammer that bit there. But then I think that because the ball head pin gives a really nice effect on the front, so that's how you make your earring findings. Fab. So should we move on to the next earrings? That's great. So I'm going to do the ones that are closest to you. Okay, these ones here. So these ones here. Gorgeous. So because I had 2 of the large jump rings left over, I wanted to make a feature out of the large jump ring and create essentially a little butterfly wing, or that is also known as a weave called back to work. Oh. Which
where do all these names come from, Fleur, for the chainmail? Do you know?
I don't know. The European 4-in-1 is the most traditional.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory as well.
That's 4 jump rings going in. Oh, some of them are just out of this world. Some of them are bizarre with their.
What was the rhino one that we had?
Rhino snorting drano. Yeah. Don't know where it comes from. No idea.
It's crazy.
There's what happens with chainmail patterns is somebody will try and do a chainmail pattern and then they'll do it wrong, or they'll put a jump ring in the wrong place, but they'll consistently put it wrong and then go, that works as a new weave. Does it follow these certain rules to go into each family? Because they are quite strict with what goes into each family. and then they submit it to the male artisans and they say, yeah, that's a new weave, and then they get to name it, and you get, there's all sorts of names. If you go onto male artisans and have a look at some of the names, they're just...
I think you should come up with a name.
Yeah, well, I tried, I didn't like the Shaggy Loops one, did I? So we called that, was it Ripple?
Yeah,
there is a
something
Ripple.
like that, yeah.
There is one called Ripple, you see. So we weren't allowed to, not allowed to call it that, unfortunately. So
we'll have to think of another one that you can do, won't we?
Cascade, I think, was the other one.
Oh,
so
yes,
try
that was
one.
it.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it? Was this the hammer
That's
that you
the
were talking
hammer.
about? Conveniently, we've just brought it in. I'll do this for you now. This is the hammer that Fleur was talking about. And you probably use your little mini anvil as well if you've got your little mini anvil.
Mini anvil's the best.
They are just fantastic. These are, you know, for work hardening and any texturing. And I like these because they're so lightweight, these ones, aren't they? They're really, really easy to use. So you've got your, oh, look at you already.
It all comes in your...
Yeah, you've got 4 or 5 different tips.
Yep.
I was looking for the word then. 5 different tips you've got with this as well, so you can change that if you're doing any texturing with any of your copper sheets. You know, it's simply work hardening. As Fleur just said, this would probably be the best hammer to use for those head pins that you've got in this findings kit, just to work harden your earring findings. Just a little bit on your mini anvil there. 0800 644 655. They're so easy to use. I love it. It's so lightweight. It's not like one of those, I call them clod hopping hammers, you know. You need to hold with 2 hands because it's so heavy.
And sometimes when you are hammering, you do want to hammer just a small section. If you've got a large surface area on the head of that hammer, you can end up hammering the piece that you didn't want to hammer.
Yeah.
So you could end up catching the ball part of your head pin, say, whereas with this you can direct it so precisely because the head is so much smaller.
Oh.
But they are fantastic. It comes with me everywhere I go, and it's just great for work hardening and for texturising. And I've used this on one of my demos on Sunday.
Oh. Phil can't put the graphics live, unfortunately. Phil's going to bring the code on the bottom of your screen. If you go onto the website, I think you'll be able to get that on the website. What time is it coming up on Friday, Phil? Do you know? Okay, so that's with myself on Friday afternoon. That's coming up for you. Sorry that we can't bring you that now. It's because it's already been put into a schedule for you. So apologies. Okay, sorry, Fleur. I'll let you carry on. Lovely.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is the pair of earrings that's next to Hannah, and what we're going to use is that those last 2 9mm jump rings that we had left over from our towel flowers, and we're going to take 4 of our closed 5mm jump rings that also come in the kit. I'm going to close that jump ring up. Now what we have to do is we're going to take these into 2 pairs. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 pair and pop a jump ring through them, and again these are all now the 5mm jump rings that I'm going to use from now on. So that's 1 on one side and then 1 on the other. So we've now got essentially a 2 into 1. So we've got 2 pairs separated by 1. Now what we need to do is if we count these jump rings 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to now pick up number 2 and number 3 out of the middle of these 4 jump rings. So ignore number 1 and just go through number 2 and number 3 and close that jump ring up so that you now have this.
Oh, I like that.
And now what we do to one side, we've got to do to the other, so we're going to flip it over.
Okay.
And now we're going to do exactly the same, so that jump ring goes exactly the same through number 2 and number 3. And close. So now what we have is we've got these, looks like that car badge.
Oh yeah.
So we've now started to get these. Now we've got 2 areas here. Can you see right in the very middle here? We've got like an eye shape.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 2 areas either side, so this area here and this area here, are where we're going to pop our next 2 jump rings and our final 2 jump rings actually. So we're going to go through and it's going to capture the front and the back middle ring and 1 side ring. Okay? And close. And then exactly the same, I'm just going to turn it around so I can see it easier, closer to me. And exactly the same through the other side and close. And that is the chainmail. It's called butterfly wing, and that's just 1 wing. And then what I've done there is I've then added a jump ring through added my pearls onto a piece of beading thread and then just crimped it into a little loop and then added that onto the very bottom, and that is all that jump ring is. So it's just taken, how many, 4, 8, 10 of the small and 1 of the large jump rings to create those earrings. So all I've done at the bottom is I've just added 1 jump, so if I just add it through, add 1 jump ring through the bottom to connect it all together, and then that's what I would add my pearl hoop to. I've just made a small pearl hoop there that I've added onto the bottom, and again a really nice substantial looking pair of earrings that doesn't use very many at all. It's I think all these earrings have, you know, I've had to try and I wanted to make as many pairs as I could, so I wanted to stretch them out a little bit.
But I love that though, with the smaller jump rings, is you get that real intricate look, don't you? Like there's a lot more work gone into it than what actually has, and I love that.
I love intricate earrings because I don't tend to wear earrings and necklaces that are like really, I don't wear a strong necklace and strong earrings. I always wear stronger necklaces and sort of like more petite, dainty earrings. So that's how I like to wear my jewellery. But you could pop those in, couldn't you? And they, you know, they go with anything if you have your hair up. And you can always make them longer, so you could always do another butterfly wing underneath if you wanted to. So you could do 2 butterfly wings and then put your pearls, or make more of a tassel, use your gold chain. You know, as Jan says, the world's your lobster. You could you can make them as big or as small as you like.
Bless our Jan. Those are fabulous. Now, I'm just going to bring you this Labradorite strand. Do you know what? Unfortunately, there's only 22, I think, of these. I need these for my next project. I need big drops. And look at those. Oh, my days. They are phenomenal. You're going to have to be really, really quick to come in for these. Look at them go. They are just dream. Look at the size of them. They're absolutely huge. 229 carats of your Labradorite you've got here, 18 to 30 millimetres in size. One of those in a statement ring. Wow. I mean, look at this one here. You've got the coppery Labradorescence coming through. You've got the blues. You've got the greens. Whoopsie. The greens in there as well. You've got that gorgeous peachy hue in there. The gorgeous reds. That is just phenomenal. They are 18 to 30 millimetres in size. Oh, look at that in a necklace. Imagine that. I'm going to turn that round.
And I just put chainmail sections in between. And I'd have that in one big collar.
It's very extravagant, isn't it?
It would be extravagant.
Wow, they are huge. I mean, just one of these, you know, the central one there, wire wrapped into a necklace. That's a real statement piece of jewellery because it's such a huge gemstone. I'm going to give that a wiggle for you, just so you can see the best of the Labradorescence coming through there.
You could prong set the smaller ones as well. I know Alison's doing a prong setting workshop at the minute. Leslie's on that brought the tree in. You could prong set one of those ones into a beautiful statement ring. Do a lovely wire work shank and then just prong set it onto the top. And you still got the drill hole in case you were a little bit nervous about prong setting for the first time.
Definitely. Phil was just saying, could you put 2 together and then put a pearl in and it'd be like the oyster?
Oh, that'd be nice.
I like that, Phil. I like that idea. Look at those 2 on the end. Oh, look at them go.
Or you could wire work a base, like one of Claire's lockets.
Oh,
you have a wire work base and then the gemstone on the top.
That would look gorgeous, wouldn't it? That's just 2 of the gemstones. In this strand, you've got 2, 4, 6, 7 individual gemstones. And do you know what? Every single one of them on this strand that I've got here is spectacular. And we're just £21.95 for you. PFYY31 is your code for this one. You can join us on the telephone lines or on the web today. You've had some incredible pieces. You really have. Last on stock on these, though, only 22. If you love your Labradorite, which is pretty much most of you. It's been voted your favourite gemstone here at Jewellery Maker for 3 years running now. They are dreamy.
Do you know what's really nice about that strand as well? Do you know the bits in between these coils? They're like French wire for your pearls. So you've got like 2 in 1. So you've got French, you know, silver coloured French wire as well when you're doing your pearl knotting or your pearl stranding. So you could use all that in the middle.
Fabulous, great idea. Good little tip there. 229 carats you've got there. That's a massive, massive carat weight. Well done if you've managed to get that. They're gorgeous. Righty-ho, I think we've got about 10 minutes left.
Right, I'll just do one more pair. I don't know which ones they are. I can't see them from here. They're the barrel weave ones.
Is that these ones here?
They're them, yes. Yeah, that's the ones.
There we go. I like these.
They're nice. And again, you can make these as long or as short as you like. I've used 2 sets of barrels here, but you can use more if you like.
They're gorgeous. Beverly in Cardiff just sent a message about the labradorite would make a beautiful butterfly. Yes.
Wow. Yes.
Shazza in Hampshire says, at what age is the right age to announce that you are old?
You're never too old.
You're never too old.
Never old. Nope. Never old. No. Never too old.
No. There isn't an age. No,
just
you're
don't
never
tell
too
anybody,
old.
and then nobody knows.
Exactly. Just keep saying you're 21.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to call you a liar.
Exactly.
No. Just don't tell them.
Too odd.
Although, don't show them your birth certificate or your passport.
What? You know you're old when a man in a van asks you to back him up because he would never ask a young person. Really? Is that a recent survey you've done, Phil? Feels like young people never get asked that. Never.
I did have to stop. There was a dustbin lorry outside school and he asked me if I could watch him back into the road because in case any children, and I said I can't have that responsibility, I'm really sorry, and I walked off because I was really nervous. You know, just watch me back into that road.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that responsibility either. So
no. I don't know why he was trying to empty the bins at school time.
Or do you let him carry on without you?
No, a guy stepped in, so I was like, thank you, bye.
You're never too old, Shazza. Just don't tell people, I think.
Never.
No.
Right, so for the barrel weave, we're going to use the 5mm jump rings that we've got left in the kit. We're going to take 1 open jump ring and we're going to add 2 closed jump rings onto there and close that one up. Now, there's only one sort of like rule, if you like, of the barrels weave, and that's that you've got to consistently make your barrels the same way, because if not, it won't sit properly. So you can see here we've got a top jump ring and a bottom jump ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the top jump ring up and the bottom jump ring down. So what I create is this sort of eye in the middle here. You can see that eye shape. Okay, and with an open jump ring, we're going to go up through the side of the eye here. So all I've done is gone through this bottom jump ring.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go over the top of where that eye is and down through the other side. Ah, that's better. So you can see that I've just sort of encapsulated that eye there.
Mirabelle, this is Mirabelle. Mirabelle, you've been with us for a long time now. Mirabelle says, hi Han, Laura, Phil and team, loving the show. Just tuned in, Laura's makes are exquisite. Mirabelle, she's been with us for 10, 11 years now. This is Fleur.
No, but somebody thought that Laura was Fleur as well.
I know. I've done it to both of you. I've done it to Laura Bynum so many times. Right at the end of the show, I've said to her, see you next time, Laura. Fleur, I mean.
No, we do look very similar. We do. Everybody gets us confused. One lady on a workshop, when Laura was in doing the mid-show, one lady started asking Laura about chainmail because she thought she was me.
Oh.
And I was stood there laughing and Laura was like,
You always get mixed up, don't you?
Yeah. And Ali mixes up me and Coral. She calls Coral Fleur and Fleur Coral. It's just me. I think I've many faces.
You will meet Fleur, Mary at the snowball, because Mary's going to the snowballs. She's got her outfit and everything. She's all organised.
Shoes.
Yeah, I've got to get everything. Everything.
Shoes and pyjamas at this rate. With my shrug
I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair.
And if I've got my hair in a plastic bag, it's just because it's having the condition.
Why not?
Okay, so what I've done now is I've just added 1 of the jump rings around that eye shape in the middle. And what I've done for these earrings is I've put 3 of these barrels in. So I've just done that 3 times. So around and down. So again, that's the second one in there. And then lastly, the third one goes around the side, over the top of the eye, and down through the other side. Okay, and close. So traditionally, the barrel weave only has 2.
Okay.
The rhino snorting drano has 1.
Okay.
So 3 barrels doesn't have a name. We could call it drunk. You had 3 barrels. We'll call it
quite
the drunk
fast
one.
to a bit of 3 barrels every now and then.
Okay, now to finish this weave off, to actually stabilise all this, because as you can see at the minute it's not very stable, we're going to take 1 of our open jump rings, and you can see the eye that we've gone around. We're going to go through that eye and only just capture those 2 jump rings at the bottom. And that now has captured all three.
They're morphing into each other. Flora.
Do you know, that's really funny? My sister's called Nina, and we look very similar. And do you know what they used to call us? The Fleeners. And everybody just used to say Fleena, because they didn't know which one was which.
That's like Fleur.
Yeah, Fleur, yeah, me and Claire. It's always me, isn't it?
Yeah. Born in Essex, one of you should change your hair. Mohawk, maybe.
Laura can do that. She's younger than me. She can pull it off. Although we're not about age, are we? So.
No, you're only as young as the. What is it?
No, because he's 13 years older than me. Don't
do
that to me.
No, okay, no.
I can't do that. Okay, so what I've done is I've just popped that last jump ring through the eye of the two that are there, the two barrels, around the eye that the barrels are going around. And that's one section of your barrel weave. And now to carry on the next one, I've added my jump ring through, and I'm going to add on 2 closed jump rings again, and close. Now this is where you have to keep consistent with what you've done on the barrel before. Okay. So again, this top ring's gone up and the bottom jump rings come down. So again, follow that suit of the top jump ring going up. And again, now you've got your eye in the middle, so we can now use these 2 sections on the outside edges to go around our eye with our jump rings. And exactly the same, add in your barrels. So the floating jump rings you like are what we call our barrels. So we'll just put one in there, and then the second one in, around. So the floating barrels go around the eye, and to stabilise it all together, you pop your jump ring through the middle of the eye to add your next section. And then the last one goes in, and around, and close. And then to finish the weave off, and to hold, because as you can see, it doesn't actually hold its form, because there's no weight onto it. What you need then is you need that pearl section on the bottom to hold the weight down, so it pulls it into the shape all the time. So your last jump ring goes through the eye, and then that's what then you attach your pearl little drop. I think I've done 2 of the gold beads and a pearl in between as the little drop on the end, and that there weights down the actual weave, so it stays, because if it's in a necklace or a bracelet, the tension comes from the clasp. In an earring, there's no tension on it, so you need something to weight down at the bottom, which is why I've used the pearls and that to actually keep them. But they look like little Saturn rings, don't they? They're like little space stations.
I love those. They are fab.
And that's, again, a really simple weave that you can then, once you learn how to do it for your earrings, you can carry on doing it for a necklace or a bracelet. You know, there's the 3 weaves that we've done, you know, this is the one that you could just carry on going with and sort of like do. The other 2 can be standalone, whereas these can be used as whole necklaces and bracelets.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Fleur. You do make it really simple. Really simple. I love that. Thank you so much. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time. We've got some more deals coming up for you, so don't move a muscle, and I'll meet you back here in just a few.
Join our guest designer Sarah Elvin for some fantastic braiding techniques in her new DVD, Braiding Edition 1. This DVD includes the basic elements for your braiding: a spiral half hitch, a fishtail braid, a half hitch round, a half hitch braid, and finally Charlotte's Web. Watch this DVD and create some fabulous jewellery with ease. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Did you know that no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged 1 postage and packaging fee?
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Join us this December at our Gemporia Christmas Ball. Meet your favourite faces from across the channels and enjoy an evening of festive fun as we head back to Warwickshire to the beautiful Wroxall Abbey. Tickets are more limited than last year, but priced at £89 per person, they're already selling out fast. The evening includes a welcome drink, 3-course meal and a chance to dance as the lounge's very own Drew Nichols will again be singing with his band Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. With auction prizes to bid on and raffle prizes to be won, the evening will be raising money for the Colourful Life Foundation. So don't delay, book your tickets today on 0333 400 0011. See you at Christmas.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Welcome back. Fleur and I were just discussing the snowball. So exciting! Our Christmas ball, I think, is it the 12th of December or 13th of December? Yes, so if you haven't got your tickets yet, call the call centre and get them. Claire and Fleur are going. Fleur.
Fleur.
Yeah.